Tommy, it's the biggest thing I've heard is that everybody seems to have their eye on one driver.
Yep.
And wouldn't you know it, that one driver starting on the pole after getting fast time qualifying, one of only 2 drivers to break into the 17-second bracket, Ben Tunney, that 5T machine. They came out to win. And you know what? It hasn't been an easy weekend for them.
No.
They've had a couple things come up that have sucked, you could say. Mm-hmm. I guess somebody got some sticky fingers around their car.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, obviously, just the fact that they're here on track is a testament to that team. But, Tommy, so there right now, as we start up the engines, they're right now just now getting to that point of, of knowing that it's go time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not the only ones that have had craziness. Tommy, you told me a little story about a different Tunney.
Yeah, Mark Tunney. They're driving here on their way through New Mexico. Boom! Motor blows up on their tow rig.
That's not good.
No. Motor completely locked up. They knew they had only one option, and that was to buy another truck. So the Tunneys have to win, is what we're saying.
There's going to be a lot of storylines that we're going to be discussing throughout this race, but Tommy, it all is coming down to this. It is time for the 300-lap figure 8 race here at Orange Show Speedway. This will be our 4th year covering it. It's the 4th year they've had it, and we are so excited to have you all joining us here tonight as we get ready for some good racing here at Orange Show Speedway.
All righty. The moment we've all been waiting for, folks. Coverage question, we just posted it now. Coverage question is, who is your pick to win tonight's 300-lap figure 8 race here at the Orange Show Speedway?
Can I tell you mine?
Who is your pick?
Ronald Lee Davis.
I think that's ours. That's our pick.
That's the low budget TV pick to win.
All right, folks, so answer away. Who is your pick to win tonight's figure 8 race here at Orange Show Speedway? Ashley says Mike Hadley is just going to effing send it.
We've seen it.
Scott Durham is saying, Steve Durham, get it, sucker.
Get it.
Carol Martin saying Mike Hadley. Folks, answer away. We're reading off your answers live on air. As we got to thank all of you for tuning in with us for a long and relatively exciting night of racing action, but folks, it's going to ramp up here. The pinnacle event of the night is starting now, and how about we go through a starting lineup here. On the pole, fast time qualifier, the number 5, that is Ben Tunney, 2-time champion of this event to his outside. Driver looking for his first career figure 8 win ever. Starting outside front row, the number 12. In support for the White family, White Strong, that is the Bull Steve Durham. Row 2, Mark Tunney. And the number 74 Evergreen Speedway champion Chris Curtis. Mike Hadley in the 4, the 1 Jay Henson, who hit the wall in qualifying. The 40 Seth Funden, Zach Larson. John Carlson in the 50 machine, the 45 Jake Reppin, the 21 Rod Proctor, the 55 Doug Wilkinson, the 92, that is Jeremy Queener, the 15 Willem Veston, Mike Stelzen, the 67S, and Troy Butler, and your final starter, the 72 of Clint Keenan, and the 20 of Ronald Lee Davis. Lights out from the flag stand.
Lights are out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a funny looking start.
I think we're waiting.
Green flag is in the air.
It was a little ragged start, but we're back. We're racing here. 300 laps to go. Ben Tunney, your early leader, battle for the second spot. And around Butler, turn 2. And this is going to start the intersection.
It's never too early. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We're so big trouble already in the turn.
Big stack up over in the corner.
Red flag. Now, again, here at Orange Show, and as we've always known on the West Coast, you see the red flag come out. We don't do yellow flags. We throw the red. We take care of the issue. We're on lap 2. Well, only 298 laps to go. Now, Tommy, this number 1 machine, Jay Henson, who was caught up in this wreck, this driver had some work to do after qualifying, hit the wall just after crossing the line for his final lap, and it looks like he's not excited about the 83G machine. Tommy, could it be that we already have tempers flaring?
Oh, Jeffrey, it's a stack up at the start of the race. But the field's getting rolling again. We got a replay of this, Matt. What? He's not on.
Oh, okay. So we're all off.
All right, Matt, what do we got for a replay here?
There you go.
Stack up going into the corner. You see the 83 and the 1 machine get involved. That's Henson in the 1 in front of the 83, and then Funden gets in the back bumper of the 83 of Larson. Wilkinson hard on the brakes. Nobody hitting the wall. Minor contact from everybody. But it looks like everybody keeps going.
Tommy, we're on lap 299. It's go time. All right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, we saw some play out like this in the 3-hour early on.
Yeah.
A stack up going into what is the racetrack's turn number 1.
Something about turn 1s, man.
Something about them. And, yeah, so again, folks, we'll throw the red flag whenever there's an incident on track. Then we throw the yellow to get things stacked up. As we get ready to restart, we're on lap 1. So, everyone good to go?
I think so. Kristen Brown saying, my daughter Kylie says Ben Tunney. I say Mark Tunney. Christopher Ham saying Steve Durham. Colleen Bosch saying Mark Tunney. Tabitha Hayes saying Ben Tunney.
Everyone's still on the lead lap.
Patrick Jones saying Jeremy Queener. Jenny Durham saying Steve Durham. Dave Hart. Snook Selters. I love that. I didn't know Snook was in here.
No one told you. We do not count the caution laps. Tommy, you and I threw on about 10 GoPros throughout this field.
Oh, yeah. We're going to hope that most of them last, and we're going to post that footage in with our YouTube footage here about a month, maybe a couple weeks if we're fast with it. Ellis Forsberg saying Chris Curtis Lance, saying the Bull Steve Durham, Ashley Hoskins saying Mark Tunney hands down, Mary Jean Siegman saying I say a Tunney is going to win it.
Well, this is a showdown, Tommy.
Yeah.
Here you have the West Coasters. See, I keep saying West Coasters, thinking, but I should say the Southern West Coasters. You got the California drivers versus the Washington drivers versus those that come from the Indiana area, and it's so much fun to see all these drivers come together.
It really is. It's a lot of fun to see them participate with us here on the West Coast. As the lights out, we get ready to go back to green.
What will we see over the next 299 laps, folks? Buckle up. We're going back to racing.
Back to green we go.
Not a good restart for Funden. Wouldn't you know it, Tommy? It's a Tunney versus a Tunney up front.
That could be what we're going to see all night long. Mark Tunney battling to the driver's right of the 5. Ben Tunney, Cousins duking it out here at Orange Show Speedway. The Bull Steve Durham in the 3rd spot, battle for 4th. With Hadley, the world champion, and another champion at Evergreen Speedway, that's Chris Curtis. The 2 champions duking it out, as well as up front, side by side for the lead, lap number 3.
Maybe a little bit of contact between Hadley and Curtis. And figure 8. I think we just had the first official intersection.
And here comes more. Still duking it out up front. Ron Davis hitting the brakes. This could be an issue for the leaders. And now Durham, he's going to put his nose in the battle. 3 cars duking it out up front. And it doesn't matter. They're still side by side after the crossover.
Tommy mentioned the restart. Funden off track. Early issues for the 40 machine.
And this is something that we saw last year that he could not recover from. So Seth Funden, you can see him in the pit area, Jeffrey. Now the crossover cam busy. They're taking off the hood of that 40 machine, trying to get to that power plant.
Well, it's kind of calming down up front. There's Jeremy Queener, the number 92 machine, a local driver. Jay Hinton in the number 1. And Ron Davis is like, I don't think so. Another Tommy, Stelz in the 67S. That driver returning to the racetrack.
So something with Mike Stelz in the 67S, but he continues on. As we're going to see some brakes being applied in front of your leaders. They're going to have to figure out a way to get through this one.
Boy.
And Johnny will take the lead back. Or hold on to the lead.
Lap traffic plays such a big role in these races.
And now you got the top 5 all bumper to bumper
this
one.
I wonder if this is going to be one of the most competitive figure 8 races we've seen here at Orange Show. Funden's going to return to the racetrack. I have that feeling, Tommy.
Yeah.
The way things are going already, we're not seeing a huge gap between the drivers. Look at this driving. Here comes Durham.
This is incredible. And this might be what we're going to see all night long. Competition hot and heavy. Durham looking to the driver's right, the outside.
Oh, boy.
Set up perfect for this inside run. Mike Hadley now taking a look to the left side of Durham.
There's your top 6.
And
boy. And they are catching up to another pack in the intersection.
Yeah.
This is going to get tight. Who's going to give way?
Nobody.
Well, there's a surprise.
Crossover camera. Sneaking it by.
Funden off track again in the number 40 machine.
And Johnny with the lead move.
Oh, watch out, Ron Davis.
Crisscrossing through the crossover.
Oh, Proctor had some contact there.
Proctor lost a lot of time.
Yeah, and you can see it now. He's having contact with some others.
Now, if you're Proctor, Jeffrey, you got to keep your mind. You got to stay cool. Still plenty of laps left to go in this one.
Yeah, it's far from over.
This is now like a 30-lap dash. Oh, crossover.
Yeah.
Durham had to get hard on the brakes.
Here's your battle for the lead.
Now
Sonny fell back to the 3rd spot. Wouldn't you know it, he's right back up front.
It's incredible. It's incredible how this is like slinkies almost. And we had 6 cars under a blanket, and now they're all spread out all over this track.
Here comes Hadley, 3rd place runner.
Like Tori Styles says at the Indianapolis Speedrome, the crossover giveth, but the crossover can take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tommy, you got 2 drivers who came out to California, and I guess in all situations, both of them are like, well, wait, I need the money.
Yeah, that Mark and Ben, man, they could really use 10 grand after this weekend.
And you know what I think causes so much, like here, I think we see it a little bit more often, the intensity in that intersection is because what happens in this race is that you have drivers who are less familiar with racing with each other.
Yeah.
When we go to the Speedrome, a lot of those drivers are a little bit more familiar.
Exactly. I was just going to get to that point. These drivers, they've only raced each other once a year. They don't know who's got a faster car. They don't know who's got what.
Got a good green flag run going right now, though. Hey, Tommy. No, he's busy. But as we get racing here, Hadley is moving in on the top two. That Ford machine, he didn't sound super confident coming into this. Oh boy, it's tight for your leader. Tunney gets around the lap traffic. Is he going to do it better than Ben? Mark with the advantage.
It is tight. Oh man, is it?
Oh! Was that contact?
I think so.
Oh boy, oh, and this is going to be a problem. Hesitation in the intersection.
Durham stopped in the intersection. He stalled out. He's got to get that 12 machine going again.
Oh!
And that is the risk you take when you're stalled out in the crossover. Big hit for Durham as he continues on, but not so much for Queener in the 92.
You know, I was talking with Jeremy before the race, Tommy, one of the cars carrying an onboard camera, and he told us, he said that a win to him tonight would be finishing this race. They had a bunch of spares, but I don't know if that's going to be a matter of having enough spares. Trying to see, was that Butler, the other car involved?
Yes.
Do you remember what Butler told us earlier today?
What did he say?
I just recall him saying that he wasn't anticipating a long run in this race. He didn't think his car was going to make the full distance.
Let's take a look at this replay here. You see Durham stalled in the intersection.
Queener, I think, just at the last second
could not clear it in a slide slap for Butler.
So there's our first intersection. It took us 21 laps.
And that was all Durham, who was stalled in the crossover, the intersection. And like I said, that's the risk you take. Not that he did it intentionally. It's just, you know, Durham, as he's hitting that starter switch, you know, when he's hitting that starter switch, he's praying that thing is going to get started anytime soon because of that issue. And we've seen drivers get run into the back of plenty times during that.
Looking at Queener right now. He's out of his car. Looking at the right rear. Queener had a bit of a different camera than than anyone on this track. We actually had him with a helmet camera here tonight, so that'll be an interesting thing to take a look at.
And Butler, yeah, like you said, he didn't expect it to be a short run for that red 22 machine for an intersection crash.
Right.
He figured that car wouldn't. I mean, they literally pieced that car together to get it out here.
The crazy thing about that is, like, yeah, he hit Butler, but the damage we're looking at was his contact with the car that was parked, Durham.
Yeah.
Now, Durham did pull off.
He's probably got heavy suspension issue. His pit area is behind, right here in front of us, Jeffrey. But there's a lot of spectators there. Kind of hard to tell what's going on, but you know they're going to be working on that left rear, making sure the suspension and everything else isn't damaged.
Car's rolling.
That's good news already. Now the really good news is that it's red, so he's not going to lose too much time. Well, I'm going to go back to our coverage question.
Yeah.
The Durham family not happy about what just went down.
Well, the good news is this right here for them. Car's coming back on track. Even on track re-entries, figure eight racing. So Tommy, like we mentioned, the 22 Butler, he ran more laps than we thought he would in this one. Unfortunately, it's going to end in damage. It looks like Queener, I would be very impressed to see Queener's car make it back on track tonight.
Yeah, no, I think that one's done for the night. Jeffro Shack hanging out in Beech Grove, Indiana, pulling for the number 12. Much love from the Shack Pack. See you next year. That's the Shackelford family.
Yep. Now, wait, they said see us next year?
Yeah.
Are they going to be here to race?
I don't know if they're going to be here to race, but I do have this to report.
Yes. Fundin looks like he's making his way back on track.
So, June 2nd, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that have any interest in anything happenings at the Indianapolis Speedrome, June 2nd will be the second annual spring shootout at the Indianapolis Speedrome. So, we're going to hope to be there. We're going to have to sweet talk Mr. Garrigus and Bird and Tori and see if he'd let us ransack his tower up top, and Scott for his awesome statistician work and everything else. So we're going to have to bug him to try to go back June 2nd, Indianapolis Speedrome. Be there for the second hour spring shootout 90-minute endurance race.
They're doing something with Jay Henson's car right in front of us. And there's Butler's machine. I do want to give props to Butler. Because like we said, we talked with him earlier, and he gave us full indication that their car might have to start and park. There were just not enough things that were fixed to really be able to contend. However, they ended up going out in style.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So a little bit more for them to fix now, but still definitely appreciate all these drivers that made it. Now Butler's a local. Queener's also a local, so the California kids are having a little bit more struggles against the out-of-towners. But you know what? We have a lot of out-of-towners tuning in. So
I tell you what, a lot of these drivers are reversing their engine mileage right now.
Yeah, are we counting laps backwards?
Yeah. Also, just got to report that Jacob Garrigus got a new car in the works.
Hey.
So more figure eight cars coming out in action across the country.
I love it. I hope we see more of them next year here. We'll treat you right. Funded back in time, and this car is just having all sorts of issues.
And I'm looking around for Durham. He's got to be in a hot pit area somewhere. Because, oh no, he's back on track. Never mind. I'm used to the 3D. I apologize.
Yeah, I hear you.
So let me give you guys a rundown here. Right now, we're on lap number 21. 279 laps to go as they're cleaning up an oil spill. Look at that tore up from the floor up race car right there. Ripped the entire rear end housing apart. Jeez. Mark Tunney, your leader right now. Ben Tunney in the second spot. Third spot, the number 4 of Mike Hadley. Fourth, the 74 of Chris Curtis. John Carlson in 5th in the number 50 machine. That's a Cowboy, John Carlson. 21 of Rod Proctor, 6th. 55 of Wilkinson in 7th. Steve Durham, 8th in the number 12 machine. 9th place runner, not anymore after we go green. The 92 of Jeremy Queener. Zach Larson, the 83G, will take that spot. Jay Henson, 11th in the 1 machine. The Indian Outlaw, Jake Reppin, in 12th, Clint Keenan 13th, Willem Veston 14th, Troy Butler, who is also not going to continue on with our night's racing action, and Racing Ron Davis 16th. Mike Stelz in the 67S, who's been kind of struggling here in this one. He is not on, there he is, behind Reppin there. and Seth Funden, who's been pulling on and off the track. Not sure what's going on with that 40 machine, but man,
how many cars are still on the lead lap?
We have
the 50 car returning to the racetrack.
7 cars still on the lead lap.
Seven?
Yes. And this endurance race, I mean, you've got to fight as long as you're on the lead lap. If you're outside of that lead lap,
I remember
it gets pretty tough.
I remember when the first year, I think it was, when Bear was racing here.
Yeah.
He fell like 10 laps down, and I'm pretty sure he only finished 6 laps down. He used up Bentani's rear bumper that night. Bentani has won every time he has entered into this event.
Hey, Richard Martin sending us a message. Edward Neat, too, will be in a late model next year. He will see you in California. So we got the Garrigus clan planning to come over here to California. We got some drivers. Hey, man, I'm hoping that the people watching this right now get ideas, but it's tough to get through a season and then travel the mileage out here.
Yeah. I love it, though. Well, we have 15 cars still on track. 1 lap to go this time by. Two of the cars out would be Butler and Queener, and then Funden off track still as they continue. I'm looking to see their car is in their pit, Tommy. We got the pit area right behind us, so we're able to keep an eye on a lot of this stuff. By the way, we only have 277 laps to go.
Yeah, it's of course, man. It's a sprint now. All right, folks, getting ready to go back to the green flag. Restart lap number 23.
Let's do this. Oh man.
Yeah?
Lap 24, Tommy, our external shot. Oh, trouble for Proctor.
Rod Proctor in front of the pack. Everybody goes and sneaks around.
That 50 machine just got some serious air off that restart, and I think our one of our wall cameras caught that. He found the bump.
Ben Tunney, your leader, Mark Tunney, looking for a way around.
Mark is not going to make this easy on Ben tonight.
Not at all. He's looking to the inside now.
Uh-oh.
Trouble in turn number 2. We go red. I'm sorry, that's 4. That's trouble in turn number 4.
Want to look at Proctor, Tommy. It looked like he hit the wall. Uh-oh. That's not good. So, it's time I told you a little conversation I had with Rod Proctor.
Okay, let's hear it.
Rod Proctor, every year we've been here, has not allowed us to put a camera on his car.
Aha.
And he looked at me. I walked up, I'm like, you probably don't want me to put a camera on your car this year, do you? And he looks at me and he goes, do you think my luck can get any worse? Give me your good luck camera. Apparently I gave him the wrong one.
Man.
I tried, man.
Well, those two continue on.
Proctor's in the pit right now.
Yeah, he's in the pit right now.
He's got suspension damage because he hit the wall.
Yeah, he got the wall out of turn number 4. Christina Shackelford saying, this is Mama Shack, the 2016 winner at Irwindale Plus. Little Jeffrey Shack will both be there next year in California. So the Shack Pack coming to Cali. Back to Cali.
Good.
Jeff Shackelford, man, he was fun when he was out at Irwindale Speedway. That was fun times back there at Irwindale Speedway.
Yep. I just love how Jesse James used to race figure eights.
Yes, he did.
And then I think Dirty Harry scared him away. Because Dirty Harry jumped on his roof. That was one of the weirdest things I think I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
So the story here, folks, is Dirty Harry is a guy who basically fits the name Dirty Harry. He's got a crazy beard. He's kind of, not the kind of guy that you'd want to run into in a dark alley.
Of course.
Dirty Harry, as the lights are off. And Jesse James was your clean-cut motorcycle rider, tattoos. I'm a hardcore city boy. The two didn't mesh very well, and they got into it one night to the point where they're going through the intersection. Dirty Harry was literally aiming and eventually hit Jesse James and then proceeded to jump on his roof up and down for a while until the police helped him off the track.
That is a true story, folks.
Green flag, restart lap number 30.
I'm getting all these messages on Facebook right now, loving it. Everybody's like, man, we're going to be in California next year.
Good. Fundin did not make it back on track. The 50 car once again goes over the dots. Not going to have an oil pan at the end of this race.
The Cowboys bull riding in that number 50, John Carlson. And contact up front, Mark and Ben Tunney. Mark's he's arcing. If you watch this line right here, he arcs it wide, and Ben Tunney was right there to make a move, but the doors slammed shut, and Ben had nowhere to go but into the side.
Well, Mark needs to buy a new truck, man, or he already did, so. Ron Davis.
Well, right now, Ben Tunney is in the second spot. He's got his hands getting pretty full with that Ford machine, the world champion, Mike Hadley. Carlson all over the track out of turn number 4.
Oh, Ron Davis.
Ron Davis up and onto the track. Not sure what's going on with that 20 machine.
It's pit strategy, Tommy.
He could be, getting some fuel runs.
Rod Proctor. Here comes the 21 machine to return.
Rod Proctor's coming back on track after
now Ron Davis, I want to show this real quick. He's out of our sight. Ron Davis had to set up his radiator a little differently than everyone else tonight.
Oh, yeah, I don't think you could have zoomed in on that one.
I tried.
But, folks, I guess the radiator fan, when he was unloading the car off the trailer, dug straight into I think they miscalculated it a little bit.
Yeah.
Dug straight into the radiator, chewed up that radiator, and he was done for the night. But somebody got him a radiator, and he literally had this zip tied into the front end of that race car, sitting on top of the control arms and everything. The 20 machine, Ron Davis, off the track for now, but there's no quitting that team.
No. Here comes Ben, a good run there to look into the inside, but Mark's going to hold him off for now. We talk about it, and Tommy, we really hit it hard during the, and if you don't talk about it, you're going to hit something hard. At Indy, we talked about hesitation, how much trouble that could get you in, and right now we're kind of seeing it play out a little bit.
Hesitation can lead to devastation, but Jeffrey, you got to play that risk versus reward. If you hit the brakes, the guy behind you can tag you.
Yep.
If you keep going, the guy that you're trying to thread it through could judge you. And you see the one of Jay Henson. He's slow in turn number 4. They're beating and banging below. So Jay Henson might be bringing out another red flag here. The number 1 machine stalled on exit of turn number 4. We go yellow.
What did you just say? Did you just say we went yellow?
I did.
When's the last time we went yellow?
I don't know.
These guys are making me a liar right now.
I can't remember.
We don't throw yellow flags at figure 8 races out here.
Well, the 1 machine, Jay Henson.
I'm wondering if it's because
there's not a wreck. Yeah, but see now, it's orange flag because we got red and yellow.
You're right. It's a full restart.
So, yeah, lap 41, we are counting them.
All right, let's see here. Let's see what there is to see, shall we? What's so funny?
I'm just loving all these people. Chet Ramsey just sent us a message. Said the Iron Mike St. John will be racing this race next year. Everybody's going to be coming here racing next year.
I hope so, man.
What you got doing over there, Drippy? You looking at Butler's machine?
Trying.
Let's see. He's trying to get it focused so we can switch it to it.
There you go.
There you go. There's the 22 of Butler. Jeffrey, what are you seeing?
Not a lot. Now it's blurred. Now it's oh, wait. Yeah. No, there's not a lot going on with their car, Tommy. Unfortunately, same can be said for the 40 machine of Fundin. You got to wonder what they were struggling with all night. Like you said, kind of a similar thing happened with them. Oh, boy. Right next to them is the 92 machine.
Yeah.
Wiener.
And look at that Fundin man. He is parked at his trailer. What a tough break for that 40 machine. He was a driver in contention all weekend long, but
yeah,
when the race happens,
they really focused on this event too for this year.
Yeah, no, they really, you can tell they put a lot of effort into it. They kind of just kept to themselves, hush in their little pit area, had their heads down and grinding it out, but not going to come to fruition here.
Well, Ron Davis is back on track. I know a lot of people were worried about that. So. Just letting y'all know.
See who else has got what to say. Ron Davis is going to win it.
Who said that?
Let's see here. Leslie Denny says the Bull Steve Durham's got this race under control. Catherine Corbin saying Ben Tunney. Leela Wilson saying gonna pick Larson to win. I just moved up to Washington, so I got to pull for the home team.
Yep.
Austin. Oh yeah.
What?
Winning comment of the night. Austin Tunney. He's won one of these before, right?
Going crazy.
Ron Davis is his pick.
There you go. See, Tony understands the importance.
He knows. He's not even going to pick his family members. Screw those two up in the lead and anybody else he knows.
Oh, man, that's good. Yeah, in case people haven't figured it out, this has been a Tunney-dominated event.
Yes, it has. And if you've been, yeah.
And what I love about it is if you think that means they're going to play nice with each other, you're wrong. Austin Tunney won this race on a last lap pass.
Yes, he did.
Over Jesse Tunney.
Yep. So Tunney knows how to get, or Austin Tunney, I should clarify myself. Austin knows how to get around this joint. He just always waits for the last lap, apparently.
Yeah. Oh.
Johnny.
That's great. That's
or
rich.
Jimmy Shutt is asking, if I even said that correctly, is Johnny Hargraves watching? Where are the Hargraves family? Where are they at? They could be here in that 74 machine.
Yeah.
Iron Man car. Tracy Davis cheering on our Washington guy, Chris Curtis, Evergreen Speedway champion. William Kyle Palmer saying Billy Palmer is building a car and will be there next year. I think everybody's just building cars for California.
Dude, I hope so. We'd love to have you guys out here. Great to have you all tuned in with us. Thank you so much for joining us. You guys are what – see, we got a red flag.
There's our red flag, 47 laps in.
You folks, you audience people, you joining us here on this broadcast, you guys are the ones who make this a possibility. Because Tommy and I, we love doing this stuff, but we couldn't do it without our audience. So thank you so much for the support. We really can't put it into words how much it means to us to have your guys' support. And hope you're all having a fun time out here.
Oh, I'm having a fun time, and I hope they are too.
I don't like what I'm seeing under Jay Henson's car, man.
Now, this thing's doing a wheelie now.
Well, I mean, I like that, but not when it's on a tow truck.
Yeah, unfortunately.
There's a lot of fluid that just came out of that thing. Still got 14 cars on track. Looks like Funden is out. Henson may be out. We'll see. Now, talk about these dots, Tommy. It can't be stressed enough how careful you have to be on these things because they could hurt your car. It looks like Davis is going to pull it back. He's going to go somewhere. He's going to go thank Austin Tunney.
So, yeah, the number 1 of Jay Henson.
That's what he's going to do. He's on his way right now. Just making sure they treat Jay Henson right.
Hot shoe Johnny Bishop coming next year also, from what AJ Bullard said. Let's see what Chad Sizemore says, man. Let's see what that 91 driver.
Oh, Ron Davis is going to pass on the shoulder.
Hey, man, that's Austin Tunney's pick right there, and Low Budget TV.
I'm pretty sure these guys just cheered him on.
Chad Sizemore says, me and Donnie may not be there, but we got all the beer.
Is that Tim Smith? He's hiding.
Possibly. So
I found Tim Smith. And he said he just recently raced at Bakersfield Speedway. And he's like, man, that was nuts.
Yeah.
I don't think he didn't sound like he thought he did very good. But then I'm like, you're going to come back, right? And he's like, hell yeah. Bakersfield Speedway, a dirt track that we do a lot of coverage at. But you know what? No dirt tracks got Ron Davis.
Jeffrey, are you ready?
I lied, by the way. Victorville had Ron Davis.
That's right.
What am I ready for?
Scott Keene, the on-track announcer over at the Indianapolis Speedrome.
Yeah, hit me with it.
He wants to know if he wants to hear us all scream, but he also... He says lap 55 should be called the upfront Walmart lap.
He wants to hear us scream.
And he says that Forrest Gump is building a car and he'll be here next year.
Well, he's going to walk.
Yes, but he's going to run over.
He's going to start running. Restart lap 49.
We are racing. Restart. We're clicked over to lap 50 now. 250 more to go.
Yeah, I mean, the race is practically done, is what you're trying to say.
Oh, yeah.
How about this? Ben Tunney back to third.
Goes back to third. Mike Hadley in the second spot. He's just going to try to send it here tonight.
Oh.
But
to put it lightly.
Yes. He's trailing behind 2013 World Figure 8 champion Mark Tunney, who now Ben Tunney gets to the inside. Top 3 all world champions at the Speedrome.
And
you know
don't
a thing or two about figure 8s.
Don't forget that 12 machine, Tom, if I'm correct, is 1 lap down.
Yes.
So he's trying to get ahead of the leaders so he can be back on the lead lap. It's not done for Durham.
Yeah, Durham's trying to fight back right now. He's in a good spot if he can stay there.
Ron Davis battling with your leaders.
He is. He's going for the lead. Look at that crossed up radius. Yeah, but no, Jeffrey, you're right. The 12 machine of Durham, he's in a good spot because he could get lucky through the crossover, the intersection.
Yes.
Could be held up, and he can get his lap back. Or if he's got a fast number 12 machine, he can wait, get the lead back, and then come hard at the end. Battle for the lead up front. Jeffrey, this is what we might be seeing all race long. The battle for the lead saying might be used and abused tonight.
Might be.
So we'll go back to the battle for 4, then to turn number 3, 55.74. That's Wilkinson holding on. Chris Curtis right now. And then everybody 45, 83, and 21 all a lap down. So
Durham almost had a huge issue in the intersection. Almost. Now he's on a catch-up game right now. He's dealing with that 15 machine there.
And this will help the battle for the 4th spot continue on between the 74 of Curtis and the 55 of Wilkinson. Battle for 4th.
Willem Veston was that blue machine that Durham had the issue with in the intersection. Veston is not known for...
Wilkinson around. The 55 goes for a spin right in front of Curtis. He keeps it running, so Curtis is going to get that 4th spot.
Oh, this is a hesitation.
Now Keenan's stuck in the crossover, trying to bide his time through. And he'll get it just by chugging along. Battle for the lead up front. Here comes Tunney to the inside. Then Tunney in the 5, getting around Veston, but that'll slow him down. And Mark Tunney back up to the top spot.
Oh, boy.
Drivers having to pick and choose their battles through that intersection. Everybody in Indianapolis calling it the crossover. Out west, we call it the intersection. That's all we sit at all week long is the red lights. And you can see Jeffrey Hadley there on the bumper. The top 3 all under a blanket. Remember a few laps ago, they're all spread out? Not anymore.
Nope. I was going to say Veston, that blue machine, that 15 car, not known for lifting in the intersection.
No. That 15 machine of Willem Veston, a all-independent suspension machine. So the Washington and the Indianapolis drivers had a friendly bet going between them about coil springs and leaf springs. Well, that 15 machine Veston building an independent suspension chassis, unlike anything we've seen in figure 8 racing.
Now, usually when we do these broadcasts, Tommy, we're usually looking all over the place. But the battle for the lead's been so good that we've been up here for most of it.
Everybody's single file for the most part. If there's a battle, we would show it.
Rod Proctor losing another lap in the 74 machine, our 4th place car off the track.
Chris Curtis, he's pulling it into the pit area. So troubles for the Evergreen Speedway champion. He's going bypassing, and he might be behind the trailer there. Let's see where he goes. I'm taking a look. He's parked it in the hot pit area, so hopefully they can get that 74 back on track, but major issue.
And just because he's off now does not mean he's out of contention. There's still a long way to go in this race. A lot could happen to anyone, including your leaders, who are now in heavy lap traffic.
Yeah, they're getting by the number 45, the Indian Outlaw, Jake Reppin, closing in on Wilkinson in the 55. But the pack way up ahead from there. No battles for position right now, but
yeah, but look at this mess they're going to catch up to. Oh, again the 55, almost across the nose of your leader. That'll be 4 cars left on the lead lap.
Right you are, kid. Actually there's 3 cars on the lead lap right now. It's Tunney, and Hadley. John Carlson, the Cowboy, in 4th right now, biding his time.
Biggest lead of the night.
Yeah, you see it right now.
I mean, it's something, right?
It is. I mean, it counts. It counts. Though I've seen that kind of a string out before, and then they bunch back up.
Oh, some contact. The 50 machine
that's
up in the air.
The 50 machine fighting through traffic. The Cowboy, more contact. And around he goes in front of the leaders. No contact with your leaders, but Carlson spins out of the 4th position.
That, I think, yeah, like, did you call payback there? Now Tani tried to take advantage of all this happening in front of the leader.
So this could help. With the 50 around and the red comes out.
Red does come out. Uh-oh.
While he spun out, Jeffrey, that will possibly help once we get across the start-finish line. That might help Durham get back up to 4th.
That 50 car might have a bigger issue, because this is where that car was just sitting.
And you see a trail of fluid on camera, yeah.
That car's gotten over the bumps.
You're right.
Oh, figure 8. Even under red flag. Figure 8.
So this could be interesting here. Carlson is a lap ahead still of, he's a lap down from, no, I apologize. He is a 4th driver on the lap, so.
Uh-huh.
You're right.
What did I say? What did
I called you wrong, but I take it back.
I'm hoping that's just his air conditioner fluid.
The sweat from air conditioner?
Yeah.
Well, Durham is in 5th right now, one
Keenan.
lap down to your leaders, top 4.
Keenan pulls in. They're still working on Jay Henson's car. I have not given up on the 1 machine.
Nope.
And we're still waiting on the 74 to make it back on track. You said they were in the hot pit, right?
Who's that? The 74, Curtis?
Yeah.
They're not. I'm looking at their pit area. They're not there.
Maybe he went to Gus Jr. number 14.
He might have went across the street to get some food.
Hey, I just realized, did you even touch your sandwich?
I did. I ate half. I'll eat more.
Me too. It's probably still good, right? Meat can sit for 6 hours.
Yeah, it's cooked.
Cook or done. We are on lap 71. Now, folks, last year, one thing that made this event really interesting was that you folks on the East Coast are going to be going, well, hopefully the race is, let's see, let me do some math. Yeah, I'm going to count on, you might see a time change during this event.
Yeah, that's going to be, so last year, if any of you viewers are watching last year, something crazy, we don't know. We don't know. It could be Roswell over there, Area 51, maybe an alien flew over, but
probably.
During the time change, I think it was Central Time, there was a hiccup in the broadcast, and everybody, your phone, our computer, everything lost internet.
They're refueling Ron Davis's car.
Oh, that's good. But we were able to get it back. It took, what did it take, about a minute or two?
Yeah. I mean, we missed.
But I
think we missed a grand total of like 4 green flag laps, and luckily nothing happened in it.
Man.
But you and I both had a heart attack during that. Going, what did we do?
And wouldn't you know it, the time change is happening again here tonight. So
we're hoping that it's unrelated to the time change, because it's an issue we had never had before.
Yeah.
And you got wood? Because I don't want to dig us too deep.
I know, man. There's wooden benches here. But, hey, I guess we're doing a public service and letting everybody know.
To change their time.
Yep.
Well, like we said, Durham, definitely not out of it yet, Tommy. And he is now 4th. Still waiting for that 74 to get back on track. But this is typical of this race. We see this a lot where it gets down. Here comes Ron Davis. So don't worry, everybody.
He's coming back. Hey,
he's coming back.
We got a shout out here. Daniel Glover saying, we got the Sports Room Speedway crowd watching your coverage. Give us a shout out. There it is. And we're getting ready to go back to green. Lap number 74.
Ron Davis is going to go figure 8.
He's going to challenge everybody.
Go on, Ron. Don't let him intimidate you. Lap 75 on the board. 225 laps to go. Mark versus Ben, and the dots move, Tommy.
Here comes, the dots might be an issue here. We might go yellow because that's the second time, and the Indian Outlaw pulled off the track. That's the second time, once during qualifying, that turn number 1 tire corner marker has come loose. Your leader's going to have to avoid it. And a battle up front continues on. Mark Tunney gets the lead back from Ben Tunney.
You mentioned the 45 car pulled it off just now.
Looking at Jake Reppin to see if he's pulled behind the wall. He has, but not into the garage area.
Here's the dot we're talking about. You see that they're going to they have to push their line out a bit. Durham trying to catch back up to your top 3.
Almost 100 laps in, 1/3 of the way through this one.
Oh, and
Hadley gets it. Durham avoiding it.
Ben Tunney was the first one to
And
hit it. They
there
are
it
throwing
is.
the red for that.
There it is.
I wonder if repping that 45 machine, Tommy, maybe had an issue with it.
I wonder too. Hopefully it didn't bust out an oil pan or anything. I mean,
No, that's...
the Indian Outlaw, man, something up with that 45. Though he continues back on the front straightaway. Or I'm sorry, on our front straightaway. He's continuing through the pit, so he is keeping it crawling.
We have a lot of cars that are in the fixing stages right now. And like we said, this is an endurance race. We're going to see these cars come back on track. We've seen cars sit off track for 150 laps, sometimes more. We saw a car that didn't even start the race and showed up like on lap 71. So
okay, so let's go. Let's kind of throw it back a little bit, Jeffrey.
Because it's his lap 0 on the.
Yeah, great. Let's throw it back a little bit. You're talking about the endurance race. Remember?
Yeah.
At the Speedrome, the 3-hour race?
Yeah.
Doodle Ferris, the number 48 machine, gets
yeah.
caught up in that big stack up into turn number 1. This is the bad side of the spend all night in the pit area working on it. He spends all night in the pit area working on it, gets it back on track the very next lap. He pulls on track, and that same lap, he gets wrecked in the intersection. He gets in a stack up in the intersection, done for the night. That's a lot of work.
It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, right. I mean, but like you said, Jeffrey, there's going to be drivers and teams like the number 1 of Henson, like the a lot of these drivers, they're going to be pulling in. They might be 2, 3, 8, 12, 100 laps down. But it's about where you finish.
800? Did I hear you say 800? Good.
Out of a 300 lap race.
Well, if you go the wrong way. Now, and this is one thing we also talk about is a lot, sometimes you hear drivers saying, my car isn't as fast as this driver's. Ron Davis is right now showing us why.
Yeah.
Yet you come to an event like this and you just stick it out. He's right now looking to move into the top 10. What are you laughing at?
I'm just laughing that after this one. This is just Kevin Garrigus over there at the Speedrome, and I'm having fun on the phone right now. He very politely said, "Hey, they do make concrete corner markers, And that the one over at the ones at the Speedrome, man, I tell you what,
they don't move.
They don't move, and let me tell you, walking that track, you can see those scrapes, you can see those scratches on top of them from the control arm, oil pans, hopefully not chassis. I mean, it is incredible how much these drivers lean.
Hey, I even tripped over one.
You did trip over.
Yeah, so I mean, it happens. Wild and crazy. It looks like Willem Veston in the hot pit right now.
Tim Bond letting us know that Chris Curtis is done. Broken drive shaft.
Fix it.
Yeah, I'm sure he can find one. And he can probably go into town and get it welded up.
Borrow one from my Lincoln Continental. We had to change that one.
So those of you that were on our Facebook page saw that video that we put out early morning, or for the East Coasters, Eastern Time Zone people.
Yes.
That was sometime mid-morning, right?
Yes.
So, interesting about that is when I was filming, these figure 8 guys, all the crews and everything, they know of low budget TV, but it's not like the late models and the street stock guys like we see here tonight that know low. I mean, like they see us multiple times a year. Figure 8 guys, I guess the same way, but very sporadically. So the crews and the drivers are all kind of figuring us out. And I tell you, some of those drivers did not look too happy about me walking around those cars with a camera.
Yep.
While they're up in the air and everything.
Been there.
And
done that.
I was talking to one of the crew guys, and I finally, I saw one of the crew guys really staring me down, and I'm like, I know what this is about. I've been confronted before.
We've done this in auto racing long enough to know.
And so I just confronted the crew guy, and I'm like, hey man, don't bother me, or don't worry about me.
Don't bother me.
I'm just getting all the speed secrets for my 2005 Toyota Camry. And he just straight up looked at me and goes, well, don't buy a Toyota Camry then. That's your first problem.
Dang.
That was good. So I think he's telling me I'm a lap down.
Clint Keenan looks like he's going to return. Will Investor makes it back on track. Lap. According to the board, lap 4 restart. Don't worry, folks. I'm pretty sure we're past lap 4.
So restart. And as we carry on with this figure 8 West Coast Championship. Yeah, Jeffrey.
Oh, Tunney way wide opens the door.
Watch
for
this
the
run
other
he gets.
Tunney.
Watch this run he gets. He arcs it way wide. Yeah, Jeffrey.
People are probably getting driven nuts that I keep saying, Tunney does this and that Tunney does that. There's 2 of them.
The scoreboard somehow completely restarted during that caution. So we have, folks, according to timing and scoring, we have 294 laps left to go. Forget the 80 that we already ran.
This is part of the experience out here, folks.
Yep. We're all California crazy.
I mean, look at Ron Davis. That's all you need to know.
You know, Jeffrey, watch up front. You see the Tunney cousins right now. 2 very distinct, different lines. You see the 3T of Mark Tunney. He's doing the speedrome line. He's putting that car up on the dots, and then as high as he can get close to that wall, and then cutting it close there again, down the straightaways. Now you got the 5, 3-time World Figure 8 Championship, Ben Tunney, 2-time champion here at Orange Show Speedway. He's hugging those lines. He's trying to keep that 5 machine running the shortest distance out here. 2 very distinct lines, and I don't know which one's better. I really don't.
They're lapping Keenan, 72 machine returned on track.
There is debris over in turn number 2. Looks to be like a wing or a door piece.
Came from the 67. Don't ask how I know.
Oh, there it is, yeah. I imagine you got that on film. And you can see that thing is not handling well. So for those of you that are skeptics of the sideboards, there's the show. They do make a difference.
Back up front, top 3, doing what they've been doing best, and that's just driving like crazy. I was talking to, well, let's get through this first. I was talking to Mike Hadley in the number 4, Tommy.
Oh, yeah.
I asked how much of these races, like the 3-hour and this one, are like conserving your equipment and really conserving the tires. And he said, you know, a couple years ago, it was all about, you know, keeping the equipment under you and then going. And he said it seems like in the last few years, there's no such thing as conserving anymore. Everyone's 100% on the throttle at all times. He said that he's seen that transition just in the last few years.
And to go along with what he's saying, Jeffrey, look at these cars right now. They're immaculate. These things are amazing machinery, and they go faster.
Ben.
They go faster. They last longer.
Yep.
And I mean, these endurance races, they used to be and the Wilkinson into the back of Veston gives him a bump start, continues on. But Jeffrey, these things are, you know, endurance races now mean races to these cars nowadays. Before, you'd have to, you know, really save your stuff. You'd have to really, you know, work your rhythm and everything.
Yeah, and that, I mean, it goes to show because we know that the 12 of Durham, he's the guy who is probably pushing it as hard as he possibly can right now. If these guys were conserving anything, he would have been past them at this point, getting his lap back.
Yep.
That's just not the way these drivers race. And I think that's one reason why we're seeing this stuff get more and more popular out there, as it deserves to be.
Yes, this is a fantastic form of racing, an incredible form of racing to watch, and that's why we try to cover all these events, try to get the publicity this sport really needs. Oval track's cool, you know, NASCAR's awesome, but this is incredible. And how these drivers, how these crews, how these car owners, builders get through a race, whether it be a short 30-lap or 50-lap run, is incredible enough. But then you got the big long endurance races. It's a sight to behold. All right, so Jeffrey, let me give you a brief rundown of what we got right now. Mark Tunney's your leader. Ben Tunney in the 2nd spot. 3rd spot, the number 4, Mike Hadley. And 4th, Steve Durham. He is, according to the new timing scoring, on the lead lap. but some tell them that's wrong.
Yeah.
Which they probably will fix during the halfway break. And then we get into our Washington drivers.
Oh, boy.
Our Washington group starts at 5th place, Doug Wilkinson in the 55, the 83G of Zach Larson in 6th, 7th, Jake Reppin in the 45, and 8th, John Carlson. Then we go to California driver Rod Proctor in 9th and 10th place, Mike Stelz, Willem Veston, Ron Davis, Clint Keane, and round out the 13 cars remain on the racetrack.
Hadley's lost touch with the leaders.
He's fighting through lap traffic. He's got to pick and choose. I wonder if that Ford machine's starting to fall off. We've gone about 100 laps into this race, and now's the time that you're going to notice what you've got up to that halfway break, start to make some adjustments, kind of in the driver's mind, figuring out what you need for that second half. Meanwhile, up front, it's same as usual. And a battle. Oh, Ben Tunney gonna have to do some evasive action around the 21. Right as Ben was starting to make a move on Mark, there is that 21 machine.
So if you're a Tunney, who are you rooting for?
The first one across the line. More lap traffic. They're closing in on Zach Larson. That's a unique looking figure 8 car. Don't worry about the sideboards. He's got those GT wings in the back. John Carlson in the 50 machine.
They wanted me to put the onboard camera on that wing.
Oh, sure.
I'm like, I don't know. Ron Davis, 3 wide with your leaders.
Well, it's a good thing they painted that thing pink. Everybody can see it.
Okay. Hadley, he lost some time to your leaders, but he hasn't lost much since. So that Ford machine, I think he's okay, Tommy. We're going to see that halfway break come, and when we do, that 4 car is still very much in contention. Durham right now, though, he's the one who's got to be getting nervous because he is 1 lap down. Unless I missed something.
Interesting note that I got here from Scott Nye. He says this is how the year started with Mark and Ben Tunney, finishing 1-2 at the 150 lap figure 8 at Showtime Speedway in Tampa, Florida. And this is how they might end the year, battling for the win out here in California. Different coasts. And these two are no strangers to each other, battling for the win.
What I love it is, Tommy, the way they race each other, you wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know, oh yeah, they're family. They're going easy on each other. There's no going easy in that family, and I love it. It's like Ron Davis, no going easy.
Oh, I'm surprised our GoPro camera looks to still be on it.
Yeah, it's still there.
All right, Durham in front of your leaders right now. Looking to go 1 more lap down.
He's got a fight here, Tommy, and he's fighting. He's getting a bumper right now from Mark. And now Ben's going to try and take advantage of it.
Ben took advantage of it, takes the lead into turns number 1 and 2. Lap, I don't know. I shouldn't have even said that. The laps are all screwed up here. What's 80 plus 30?
110.
There it is. That's how many laps. Because that's the last. That was the last lap
number. Ben! Oh, boy.
Going to the inside of Reppin. They cleared lap traffic for now.
There's nowhere to hide.
No. Not on a quarter mile. Yeah, for those of you trying to keep score at home like we are here, the timing and scoring system, for some reason, reset on laps around lap number 80. And we've gone 33 laps since. And this is one of those moments, if you're Steve Durham right now, as you were looking over here, turns number 3 and 4. If you're the 12 of Durham, you're really not a happy camper because you're another lap down, but knowing that you're on pace with the leaders is even worse.
Yeah, still a lot of battling. You see these groups of cars all over the track. There's Hadley. Leaders are at the line now. So he has about a straightaway, a little more than a straightaway. And he's lost on your leaders, but we saw that, and we've seen that not dictate anything worse. That Ford machine's still very much in this to win it. There's your leaders. Obviously, best battle on track.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a battle. Hey, if you're going to have a best battle, hopefully it'd be up front.
Yes. I agree. We've seen two Dunnies duel it out to the finish. And the funny thing is, it was neither of these ones.
Yep. Red flag? No, never mind. I apologize. I saw someone's brake lights go on the front straightaway. That was actually through one of the grandstand tunnels.
Well, we might get a red flag. Proctor.
Yeah, Proctor hit.
He's got a scoop on his front end.
Not only that, but he also took the turn 1 corner marker with him, and that's back on the racetrack, on the low side of the racetrack, but still on the racetrack nonetheless. That could create an issue here. Joe Morganti watching in from Illinois, saying these guys are nuts. He was able to join us at the Speedrome for the 3-hour race, and that was his first time ever seeing these kind of figure 8 racing. But I tell you what, it don't matter if you're watching it at home or in the track, it's still crazy racing to watch.
Yep. It's incredible what these drivers do.
And the thing is, I've never seen a motorsport that you've got to battle the lead and the guy in 10th place every lap. Yep. You know, going through the intersection. I wonder what makes a good figure 8 racer. I wonder, like, if we had a recipe for a figure 8 racer, other than big balls, I don't know what else goes into it. You know. Like, it's got to be a lot of luck. You got to mix a lot of luck with a ton of skill.
Yeah, and it's crazy because Tommy, you and I, we've done figure 8 racing, not to this level.
Hell no, yeah.
But at the same time, we've done it for 20 laps. The amount of just energy these drivers have to have, I mean, to not get fatigued at the end of these, not just physically, but mentally. Unhuge, my boy. Here we go.
Wilkinson again under fire from the leaders. Mark Tunney's going to try to use that as a pick. Nope, can't do. Ben Tunney holds on to the lead through turns number 3 and 4.
I like the Wilkinson look. I like that car.
Yeah. Old school. Oh! Ron Davis up the track, almost takes Stelz with him. Not sure what happened there.
His radiator got in his vision. Couldn't see. Tommy pointed out that radiator's like up on the frame.
Yes. Literally on top of control arms and everything else.
Oh man. Here's your leaders, but I'm gonna actually go over here, show Hadley and what he's going through right now. He's got a mess in front of that Ford machine. Oh boy. Oh, we're almost 4 wide into turn number 1.
Yeah, 3 wide, almost 4. Hadley literally fishing for a way around all this.
Oh man.
Snaking through.
Well, he got through that whole cloud of cars, and now it's back up here with Ben and Mark. Ben goes wide. Mark to the inside for the lead.
Making it happen through the pink lap traffic. Zach Larson's going to help Tunney to a lead. That'll be Mark Tunney. Now they still have to go around that tire or that turn dot. Mark Tunney, Ben Tunney, top 2. Third spot is the number 4 of Mike Hadley, who is now about a quarter of a track behind second spot.
Uh-oh, what happened here?
2 cars hooked. The Cowboy going for a ride. Clint Keenan, the 7-2, trying to figure out what just happened. That was innocent contact, but the open-ended bumpers.
He might have thought that his car was having a mechanical issue.
Yeah, got locked up. And I believe this would be our halfway point.
Oh, well, why don't we hit the dot one more time? Red flag is out. Now, this is either for that dot or, as Tommy mentioned, for the halfway break. Now, why do we not know? Because our timing and scoring has went kaput.
Kaput.
Yeah, I'm looking, Tommy. I'm looking for a couple cars. I still don't see Jay Henson. I don't know where that car went.
I don't know either. Yeah, it's not behind us. You'd see his pit area. Well, they are picking up that dot, so. What's 80 plus 52?
132.
So we're closing in on that halfway break.
Man. You having fun?
I am.
It's interesting to watch.
Me too. I'm looking forward to that halfway break so I can get a bite of my sandwich. I wonder what the people.
That's how you win these races. Did you say interesting? Yes. Did you say interesting? That is a good old-fashioned answer.
All right. So technically, we are somewhere around the 130-something mark of this race.
Yeah. Yeah.
As Mark Tunney leads over. So let me give you a rundown here. If anything changed, I could let you know.
Hey, look at the board.
There we go. I was just going to say, I looked up.
Oh, it fixed itself for like 1 second.
Something weird, man. There's something about this system here, don't you?
Oh,
no, we're
it's
back. We're back. So this is lap. Hey, we had some good math skills going there. We were right on top of it with the issues. I tell you what, something about Low Budget TV. We can always, turn chicken ass into chicken salad. So
Chicken ass?
chicken S, as in Sam.
Oh, I heard ass.
HIT into chicken salad.
I was going to say, well, technically, I guess, yeah.
169 laps to go, 131 on the board. Mark Tunney leads over Ben Tunney. Mike Hadley third. Those three are on the lead lap. Fourth is Steve Durham, a lap down. Doug Wilkinson fifth. Zach Larson sixth. John Carlson seventh. Jake Reppin eighth. Ninth place, the 21 of Rod Proctor, and the 10, the 67S of Mike Stelz. 11th place runner right now, the 15 of Willem Veston. The 12th place runner, the 72 of Clint Keenan. And 13th, and the last car on track, is Ron Davis.
He's good.
So if you hold the paperwork upside down, he's the leader.
He's waiting to make his move, folks. It's Ron Davis. His middle name is Lee. Ronald Lee Davis. He's just waiting. Waiting to strike. under the caution here, lap 132. They're doing a little bit of a cleanup there over in turn 4 of the oval track. To be turn 3 for us here tonight. A reminder that, yeah, we're racing 300 laps of figure 8s, but folks, it ain't done after this. Barber pole.
Oh, yeah, the pinnacle of the night. 15 laps of barber pole action.
We know why you're all here. Let's face it. Barber pole. Next weekend, Tommy, I'm just going to say it because I'm pretty sure we're going to do it. Next weekend, folks, we're going to be doing covering a fun event.
Yes, we are.
Out at Irwindale Speedway. And it's going to be another big late model race that's going to be happening out there. And right now, to our knowledge, it's going to be one of the last, if not the last, big oval track race out at Irwindale Speedway.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jeffrey. It's going to be interesting to see here.
They are counting cautions right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's restart time, lap 135.
Here we go. Mark Tunney, Ben Tunney duking it out. Hadley in third. Top 3 on the lead lap.
So that caution really helped out the 4 car. Oh boy, stack up.
Yeah, Hadley took a really good advantage from that caution. He closed right in.
Now, could it be, Tommy, that Hadley was just knowing that that halfway break was coming? Maybe thinking, you know, maybe I'll save a little bit of my equipment right now. Keep the, you know, the leaders within check, but maybe not push things so hard yet. If you take it a little bit easy in this race, you're going to lose time to the other drivers, but, you know, Hadley did what he needed to do. He's still on the lead lap. It's getting kind of stacked up back here, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of battles here. Stealth leading this pack over Reppin and Proctor. Keenan's going to have to hit the brakes for your leaders. Lap 141 up on the scoreboard. Leader starting to get heavy through the crossover. Mark Tunney leading the charge right now. It's actually working out that this crossover is starting to spread out a little bit for them. Closing in on lap number 150, we should see a red flag fly and doing a halfway break. Five to go till the halfway mark in this race. When they hit the stripe, top 3 driver, they have yet to fade away. They have yet to lose any time against each other, and really the top 2 know each other very well.
Yep.
In this one.
And it hasn't just been Mark leading Ben and Ben just kind of sitting and waiting. We've seen it flip both directions with Ben leading and Mark being right on his bumper. So it's not really like one's just saving stuff over the other. a moment. A classic figure eight. 3 laps to halfway. Short intermission,
Yep.
and then we finish it off.
You can see the crews down below on the track wall. They are really starting to figure out, okay, what adjustments we need to make. What do we got to do for this last 150 lap run to the checkered?
Oh boy, lap traffic. Oh, Ron Davis. Don't mess with the pink. You know, Ron Davis is known to us. He has a saying. And that saying is, get out of my way before I can go faster.
Yes, he does. But he's still racing out here. A lot of other competitors can say otherwise.
Well, right at the
At the
halfway
halfway mark, and it was almost disastrous.
for your leaders.
Wow.
There's just no time to chill.
Well, Jeffrey, 150 down, 150 to go. As we get ready to bring these cars into the pit area for a quick break. A little refueling, a little adjustment as the field's coming into the pit area.
Well, what we've seen so far is it's looking like it's another night to be from Indy.
That's what I'm thinking. Top 3 all from Indianapolis. Top 4, really. The 12 of Durham is still laps back, so he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to play a fight into this finish. But it'll be a 10-minute break here from the Orange Show Speedway. We'll see what these adjustments they make, what they can do for the remainder of this race.
I am going to take a bite out of a pastrami sandwich.
Are you?
That I bought
I guess it's a break for us too, huh?
about 8 hours ago. And that should be fine, right?
Should be all right.
Worst case, we'll find out in the middle of the Pirates
drive home?
ride at Disneyland or something.
The drive home or something?
Why not?
Mike Wood saying the 3T and the 5 will rule this race. 5 to edge him out. On a side note, I can't wait to see Iron Mike in this race next year. And then Royce Harmon is asking if we are missing the Big C Corey Harmon. The answer is yes. We're missing Jeff Harmon as well. And Corey Harmon. All the Harmons. There's like 120 Harmons that race figure eights. We're missing all of you.
Trust me, you go trackside, use all the wax in your ears. It's gone. It shakes right loose.
So I see here people are wondering about why we're having a halfway break. That actually was a decision made today. A 1/4 mile. Yes. So, sorry about that. I had to answer some questions. People were asking about the halfway break. Why are we doing a halfway break here at Orange Show Speedway? Well, it helps get these drivers able to do adjustments, spend some time on their fueling, don't have to worry about any quick connects and everything else like that. Also, funny enough, it's obviously a non-factor here, but we were hearing in the pit area that the 40 machine of Seth Funden has, I guess, a fuel-injected motor, which technically he would have been you know, the guy who would keep racing for many, many laps, put everybody about 3, 4, 5 laps down, and he burns less fuel out there, so he might not have even had to pit. And so they kind of said, well, I guess to make it fair for everybody, we're just going to have a halfway break here tonight. So I think it's better overall. Not everybody here on the West Coast, like Indianapolis, have the quick fuel connects and everything else like that. So it just makes it a little bit easier, a little more safer. Again, thank you all for tuning in with us live here on Low Budget TV. We're happy to have you. And we definitely cannot wait for the next figure eight race event that will be out, which we don't even know yet. We've got to work on our schedule for 2018. As well as all the other racing events that we'll try to hit up as much as we can all over in 2018.
That may not include you and I. It was so well last week.
This could be. All right, so intermission session going on right now. It'll be a 10-minute break. As we run right now, Mark Tunney is your leader. The number 5 of Ben Tunney in the second spot. 4 of Hadley third. Durham fourth, 2 laps down. Wilkinson fifth right now, 4 laps down. Zach Larson 5 laps down in his 6th place run right now. John Carlson 7th. Jake Reppin 8th. Mike Steltz 9th. And 10th, the 21 of Rod Proctor. 11th, the 15 machine of Willem Veston. 72, Clint Keenan 12th, and Ron Davis rounding out the 13 cars left on track in this one out of 18 starters.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all
are rolling.
I'm hoping you were all able to get a good snack, a good drink, a good thing. Maybe someone went to the bathroom.
Hopefully. We don't want any leaks. We don't want any...
We've had enough of those tonight, courtesy of the cars.
Well, Jeffrey, where we stand right now, we're halfway through this race.
Yes,
I know
we are.
everybody on the East Coast or Eastern Time Zone are trying to stay awake.
Troopers!
And everybody in the Northwest are trying to get their drivers as close to the lead as possible. They're on the same time zone as we are. And everybody else watching live on lowbudget.tv, we appreciate you. We support you. And thank you for supporting us here from Orange Show Speedway. We talked about bucket list items of trucks that we'd love to cover. One of them is the Florida event. I think that'd be really cool for us to make a trip down to Florida for the Showtime Speedway. I also think it'd be really cool of us to go see some Northwest.
I think we have a new flagman.
Racing action at the Evergreen Speedway. I see what you see. Waving a sweater. There's a bunch of racetracks in the Midwest that'd be really cool to see. Hey, the light's out. Are you ready to go?
All right, you ready for this, folks?
Mm-hmm.
We've made it to the halfway point. From this point forward, it's all up in the air. What happens in the next 150 laps? Let's find out.
We go green.
Here's an interesting tidbit for you guys. As of right now, we're on pace. Oh, boy.
Wilkinson, yeah, all kind of crossed up through the crossover.
If the race ended right now, we would finish with the most cars that have ever finished one of these.
You're right, yeah.
But we still have a long way to go,
And
so
let's
let's not count those chickens.
Right now we have the most cars on the lead lap of the race ended now. Top 3 all on the lead lap.
Yeah, you're right. I think 2 is the record for this event.
Well, I mean, you can see the top 4 all together, and that's got to be bugging Steve Durham right now. Like I said, he's on pace with your leaders.
Yeah.
He's just 2 laps down.
Yeah.
In 4th. Fourth.
I mean, he didn't come here to finish 4th. We know that, but he's still on pace to have a good finish.
Over here we got a pack going through turns number 3 and 4, led by the 67 of Mike Stilts, the Outlaw is his nickname. We were representing states. It'd be Washington, California, Washington, California. In that pack, Ron Davis hitting the brakes. That's gonna be more lap traffic for your leaders.
Oh yeah, Ron Davis.
No problem getting by the 20 machine for the leaders.
I think Austin Tunney's onto something, man.
He might be. He was picking the 20 of Ron Davis to win, much like we were. Ron Davis, you may laugh that he's still on track. He's in 13th. There's a lot of drivers who are on the trailer. And who knows what he's been saving for the end of this race.
Oh, yeah. Well, all that fuel strategy he did earlier. I think it was a good call by Orange Show to end up doing that halfway break because it was a discussion in regards to what they should do. Should they do a live pit stop during green? And I think at one point they were leaning towards that, but then realized some cars would have advantage over others and decided it would be better for the competition to do a red flag and just have everybody stop at the same time. So good call on Orange Show's part.
And like I said during the intermission, that it's also safer too for these drivers that do not have the quick fuel connects and everything else. You know, you can't be pouring, you know, a bunch of fuel into this thing while the driver's revving it up trying to get the show on the road, you know.
Right.
And just everybody.
Keenan.
Yeah, Keenan having to go way wide there. But everybody is able to kind of take their time and not lose any fingers or toes. Ben Tunney on the back bumper of Mark Tunney through the crossover. Here's the number 83 of Zach Larson.
You mentioned it, Durham's right there with them. 10 laps into this run, Hadley had to get on the brakes. Whoa, maybe a little contact between your leaders.
It's go time.
Ron Davis.
Yep. I think Ron Brock had some fun with that one too. Jeffrey Hadley right now, Jeffrey. What are you thinking? Are you just kind of pacing yourself, trying to see what you got for the top two?
Don't lose touch with them, but maybe they'll help you get there. I don't know.
Now, if you're Ben or Mark Tunney, you're just trying to get around each other.
Yes.
If you're Ben, you want to stay ahead of cousin Mark.
Hadley wants to stay on that
Vice
bumper.
versa.
If he's able to stay with that 5 machine or the 3, he's going to have an advantage going through the intersection. We talk about how, I'm sorry, I looked up and I saw Stelz literally, I think all 4 tires off the ground, jumping over one of the dots.
He's going to get around
Ron Davis.
Cars. And he's missing a sideboard, but yeah, Jeffrey Stelz having an interesting race so far. Currently in the 9th spot.
But I was talking about how you want to be in a group going through the intersection.
Yes.
There's strength in numbers. And Hadley right now is losing a little bit of touch with those leaders. But now they have a massive lap traffic group in front of them, so he might have a little bit of an advantage now. Oh, boy.
lap traffic. It's going to be pick them and choose them where they're going to go. Wilkinson going wide for your leaders. That allows Mark Tunney to lead Ben Tunney through turns number 3 and 4. Rod Proctor is going to be the next one to go a lap down.
You said pick them and choose them, but sometimes you got to kick them and choose them.
Yeah, you do. Sometimes you got to use that bumper.
And it's going to ramp up. Once we hit that last 100 laps, Tommy, it truly is what we call go time, even though, as we've seen, these drivers have been pushing it from lap 1. And that's what I think the fans love about this race.
Yes, absolutely. There's no time to wait.
See, Hadley's going to have an issue where he has a bunch of lap traffic now to deal with.
And he's got to try to fight and claw through this. He's losing pace, and that's got to be aggravating for the 4 machine of Mike Hadley. $169 laps down, 131 to go.
Oh, contact with Hadley and Keenan, and it sent Hadley over the dot.
We'll see if anything.
And now more contact.
Yep, there's a stack up because of it. I was going to see, we'll see the ripple effect either way. There always is one. And now Stout's going to pull off the track. Wonder if he's got a flat tire. They just took the halfway break, so.
Oh, Ron Davis. You were saying?
I was going to say, this is an unscheduled pit stop for Stelz.
See this group. Durham dealing with some slower traffic. Oh, locking him up.
Durham's going to try to just go in the middle of them all. Nope. He's going to have to go wide for your leader.
And what you saw right there, Tommy, was him seeing what was coming through the intersection.
Give and take.
He had to react to that. Of course, it's the battle for the lead. Just think of that. 300 laps means 600 times these drivers are having to negotiate that intersection.
You mean like that?
Like that.
Yep. Yeah, it's a different animal, different type of racing. Whole lot of skill, whole lot of luck, and a whole lot of you-know-whats.
Lots of those. Ron Davis.
I just want to point out that Ron Davis is working lap 136. Your leaders right now are on lap 175.
Ron's catching up. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah. So, closing in on 40 laps down.
Some of the cars just ahead of the leaders. Which means Mark and Ben are going to be back together again. Maybe a good call there by Mark to go to the outside.
You figure by now these drivers are getting to know these cars, that they're passing pretty well.
Yes. They probably know Ron Davis the best. I mean, look at him.
They've passed him about 40 or so times.
As we say that, they all have an issue through the intersection.
The leader's going by the 45, closing in on the Indian Outlaw.
Saw him have to pull off earlier, had a mechanical problem that he took care of. Whoa.
Those cars are incredible right now, Jeffrey. They're bumper to bumper, literally look like they're on the same railroad track. Through this lap traffic.
Are you saying they'd be good at train racing?
I think so. Tie the bumpers up.
Hadley dealing with some lap traffic here.
Hadley was the one, Jeffrey, that said that the 5's got the car to beat tonight. Ben Tunney running in the second spot. But it looks like Ben is behind the most laps led in this race. The 3T of Mark Tunney. And if those of you that like some numbers here, game of numbers, Mark Tunney, his best lap was on lap number 96.
Hey.
Almost 100 laps ago.
Hey.
Ben Tunney's best lap was pretty close, on lap 103.
Now that's a long run setup.
It is. Yeah.
Ron Davis got
stack
slammed.
up there. Durham gonna have to pick and choose. He decided to go and he made it work.
Ron Davis got the bumper.
He did. We've seen Davis in the 20 machine get spun out for being in the way. So.
Once or twice.
They're just having to fight through.
So now, Tommy, if I'm Hadley, I'd start to worry a little bit. Because, almost some contact with Proctor. But that Ford machine, he is losing time. He's still in the lead lap, which means he's fully in contention to win this.
He's also had not as good of luck going through these lap traffic. He's had to hit the brakes a few times. He's had to, find ways to get around, get creative.
These drivers are doing great, though. I mean, I know we had some carnage at the beginning of this race, but it's been a real clean one for a while.
Durham's going to go another lap down now. He'll be 3 laps down. To your leaders that just went by.
Oh, Mark Tunney had to, whoa it up, and he gets the bumper from Ben.
A little love tap, no harm, no foul.
I think there was a little, maybe a little bit of respect there. I think Ben felt like, maybe I got into you a little bit too much on that one. Allowed Mark to recover, but not this time.
Knock, knock, here comes tea time. Ben Tunney to the inside. Mark Tunney going to second spot now. But Mark's going to fight back into turn 3 and 4. He goes to the outside of Tunney. Runs that inside groove, and who's going to lead a lap? Number 189. It'll stay the 3T machine. Mark Tunney, Ben Tunney with the advantage now.
Literally holding on.
We've gone nearly 200 laps, and we still don't know who's going to win this fight.
You see this racing? By the way, they're figure 8 racing.
Yep.
Like, it's insane.
And now they're going to have to fight with Will Invested in the 15 machine.
Stack up in the intersection. Made it.
So Ben Tunney, your leader now, lap number 190. Clicks over to lap 191.
Wilkinson just gave up on that corner. Said, who needs banking?
109 laps to go in this one. Here at the Horn Show Speedway, the West Coast Figure 8 Championships.
You know, I gotta say, after all that side-by-side action, it looks like Hadley actually gained some time on your leaders.
And that really helped out, especially through lap traffics and beating and banging.
There's Hadley.
For all we know, Jeffrey Hadley could be hanging back, but I don't think he'd be hanging back that much.
Maybe he knows something we don't.
That's true.
A lot can happen in the last 100 laps of this event. A lot has happened in the first 2/3 of it. Oh. Ben getting woed up. Mark looks to the inside. Hadley is able to get by 3 lap cars there. Thanks to the intersection, that's where it giveth. Had a good advantage there. Probably gained a little bit of time on your leaders as well. Oh man, Wilkinson was way sideways going through the intersection that time by. Well, if anyone was worried that Ben would
Yeah.
get to the lead and pull away, here we go again.
Here it is, battle again.
The answer is no.
Pretty sure these cars are chained together. They're just giving each other turns.
It's magnetic.
2 years ago, Jeffrey, we've seen a last lap pass for Tunney family members.
Yep.
Austin Tunney ended up getting the lead and the win over Jesse Tunney. I think that also means that I think we've always had 2 Tunneys at every West Coast race, whether it be Ben and Austin or Jesse and Austin. Oh, trouble in the crossover. Near.
Ron Davis.
Wow.
Drove through that intersection at 3 miles per hour and made it work.
A near hit, but they keep it going. Lap number 201, 99 to go.
Incredible watching. We see it a lot of times on short track racing. Drivers using lap traffic to help them out, but in this form of racing, you also use intersections to help you out.
Yes.
And Ron Davis to help you out.
You got to use Ron Davis every now and then.
All the time.
I got your ladies. They're getting around some California drivers, including the 83 from Washington. Zach Larson, he's got to figure out. He's using half bank and half flat to get by.
There's a lot of lap traffic between Hadley and the leaders right now.
Yeah, Hadley is about a half straightaway,
but here's
half
Ron
a track
Davis
behind, and that's going to help Hadley. See, you can have Ron Davis help you as much as he can hurt you.
There he is. There he goes.
Yeah, Hadley is about a half track behind, and soon enough, you're going to see your leaders crossing through the intersection with the 4, who is in 3rd.
Tommy, that 67, I don't think, did we ever see him get back on track?
No. I see him down below. They're not doing much. So Mike Stelt's losing time.
Woo, boy. It's just so much fun to watch. Because what's cool about it, Tommy, is figure 8 racing, sometimes people look at it as like, oh, I hope there's a lot of like neat intersection moments and stuff.
Yeah.
But when you have racing this good, it's just a damn good race.
It is, absolutely. Your top 2 have never left each other. Hadley's over there fighting lap traffic. He's his own warrior right now. He's got nobody to lean on but the lap traffic themselves. Battle up front again.
And again, props to these drivers, Tommy. We've been green for a while. Although we almost lost Mark Tunney just now.
That's about, other than Mark Tunney's big lead of about 4 car lanes earlier in this race.
Looking at Wilkinson. Going to the inside of Keenan. Oh, a stack up there for your leaders. Line lap traffic. They're going to get it again. Here comes Mark. No, not going to be able to get the advantage. Ben used Ron Davis.
Willem Vesta now going to go behind or below Ron Davis. Like you said, Jeffrey, you can play the lap traffic as a pick, but sometimes it helps, sometimes it hurts. It's a gamble.
Back to Hadley. You see him going past Rod Proctor in the 21. The guy putting on the show.
Yeah, Hadley, it's crazy, Jeffrey. Like I was mentioning before, he's his own fighting right now. He's his own warrior battling through this lap traffic. Ben Tunney, Mark Tunney, they can lean on each other. They can help, like you said, strength in numbers. But when it comes to Hadley right now, he's crossing him through with a sword, and he's hoping that blade does not get dull.
There's your leaders going through right now.
Yep, like we said, a half track behind now.
Yep.
And they're going to be fighting with the 4 of Hadley again.
And I don't think Hadley is going to give them an edge.
Why? You can't. You can't. You need them to slow down. Hadley had a better run through the intersection that time. Means he gained some time on the 5 of Tunney.
I don't know who's the favorite between these two.
I don't either. It's going to take us 300 laps to figure that out.
Weren't these two separated on qualifying by like?
Yes.
Yeah.
By a very short margin.
Like hundreds.
Yep.
You're right. Hadley right now doing a little bit better. Getting through. Any issue on track could bring Hadley right back into the mix. Still have a lot of cars going for it.
Some brakes being applied in the crossover.
Yeah, just a few.
$218 laps down.
Oh, Wilkinson had to go way wide.
82 laps to go.
Oh, so here we go. Lap traffic is blowing up Hadley a little bit. It's allowing the leaders to get closer here in the intersection.
And they're there. Those two are bumper to doors now.
And he's gonna get 2 lap traffic before the leaders do. How quickly he's able to get around Redmond in that 45 machine.
It's vital now. They got to both have good runs. Hadley's got to get on the gas. And yeah, I don't know, man. We are right there where I don't see any gain out of the 4 right now.
And now is where it's going to get real. Oh, woed up, and that's going to hurt Hadley.
Yeah, now he's behind a half lap.
Yeah, and I don't know.
He was in front of it for a few laps. Now he's behind a half lap back.
Who's going to use Ron Davis?
But then the leader's going to have to fight through lap traffic.
Mark uses Ron Davis.
Mark using as a pig. Side by side for the lead through 1 and 2. Mark Tunney using that outside now, seeing if he has anything up there.
And then driving side by side like this, Tom, it could help Hadley get a slight advantage on them.
A slight one nonetheless.
I got a question for you.
What's the question?
Would you bump your cousin for $10,000?
Yeah.
Oh, Wilkinson.
He's going to have to make a U-turn over in 1 and 2.
It's the first car we've seen do that in this race. We see it a lot more in Indy, I think.
Yes, we do.
Hadley's still right there, intersection-wise. If the leaders are held up by lap traffic, Hadley may be able to get back his advantage. See how they work around Durham in the 12. "75 laps to go this time by." And there's a lot of lap traffic, Tommy. Look at this stack up in front of your leaders.
And it's a war. I mean, that's a wall of cars from what they're used to seeing right now. Hadley is still in the fight through that crossover. So you can tell
Wilkinson really holds up Ben.
Not too much though, but Hadley can have to.
He has to woe up though, because there's still a huge group of cars.
And
this is going to hurt Mark.
And Mark Tunney hitting the dot. The dot goes back onto the track.
Here we go again. It's just that one dot.
Yeah, that one must not be applied very well.
Mark is driving the guts out of his car to get back to the rear bumper of Ben. Hadley was not able to really gain any time throughout all that. Didn't lose any, but there he is, that red machine going through. Uh-oh, Tommy.
Oh, Ron Davis, he might have to come in for a water break.
More gas. I think he has a flat right rear tire. Water break? Is that what
I don't know, yeah.
Why not? Oh, and now look at the dot. It's even more into the groove.
That's going to possibly bring out another caution / red flag.
It has twice in this event,
Yep.
and Hadley wants it to. Maybe, oh, there it is. Red flag is out.
Hadley.
70 laps to go.
Woo! If you're a Hadley fan right now, you are breathing a sigh of relief.
Man, I'm just a figure 8 fan, and I love this event.
Well, now Mark and Ben have to fight it out with the 4 of Hadley again, the world champion of 2017.
They probably threw the red flag for Ron Davis, really.
Give him a
Favoritism.
Give him a break, right?
Favoritism. They're changing that tire. Rod Proctor just pulled in. He has some sort of an issue.
Are they at the point where they have to unbolt tires off the trailer?
I think that's all they've been doing, which means it's going to be fun following that trailer on the freeway.
That's very true.
I think Ron Davis just pulled in to ask if the camera was still recording. The fun part is, I think, they're changing that tire. Let's take a close look here. Ben still has a camera. Mark still has a camera recording. Durham's camera gave up.
Right about now is when they're all going to burn out.
Looks like the 83s gave up. I don't see Hadley's on anymore.
J.R. Lemaster saying, we need to see some Hellfire, the number 69 in California. I wonder if he's talking about the 69. Why can't I remember his name right now?
We had a couple cars pull in during this red flag. Like we said, Rod Proctor pulled it in. Ron Davis, they're fixing up that tire. 8 cars still on track. They're not all over in the group that you're seeing. We have some scattered about.
Fred Bear Jr. I wonder if that's what he's talking about.
I see that 67S, Tommy. He looks out. The 50 machine. I don't recall seeing him pull off, but they're under the hood of that car.
I'm laughing here. Daniel Sprague says, F number 20, go to hell.
Well, that's Ron Davis.
That's Ron Davis.
That's
Austin Tunney's pick to win tonight.
He's winning the hearts of some and losing the hearts of a few.
So the Cowboy, like you said, Jeffrey, not on track anymore. Carlson in the 50.
Yeah, what happened there?
We are down to 8 at the moment.
At the moment. I don't know why Proctor pulled it in. They're working with it. But have no fear, ladies and gentlemen. I know you got worried.
Oh, yeah. Here it comes.
Ron Davis.
Dun, 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 dun.
Bum, bum. Didn't you say you had a song that you wanted to share at some point?
I did, but I don't. I'd have to do some research, and quite frankly, we don't need time for research. We're going to see who's going to win this damn race.
Well, now, yeah, we got nine cars on track, but 3 of those, 55 is
Wilkinson coming back.
He's coming back, and Proctor, they're still working on it, looking like they're trying to get it back on track. Tommy,
Wilkinson,
71 laps to go.
There we go. Wilkinson is in 6th right now. Top 3 on the lead lap.
Hadley, I love that. Yeah, like you said, we have 3 cars on the lead lap of this. It's all coming down to it here.
They are 4 laps ahead of the 12 machine of Durham. And then 5 laps ahead of the 83G of Zach Larson.
Wilkinson just wanted to have some figure 8 fun.
Oh, yeah. Better late than never.
Yep.
All right, Hadley, are you saving tires? That's, I believe, someone on our comment section that we read off.
Yep.
Looking to see that if he's convinced that Hadley is saving his equipment, which, you know, I guess you had 232 laps to do it.
Hey, it's like they say, if you can't beat them, beat them.
That's right.
Oh, Wilkinson
Got crossed up there through the crossover.
Hot cross buns.
And we go red. Red flagging out. Lap 233.
That was weird. If anything, our intersection camera might
Yeah,
have
I wonder if it caught any of that stuff.
saw that one. It's kind of a weird area for that car to do what it did.
That was very strange.
I like how the red flag's out, but we're still rolling. Now we're stopping.
So we are red. Wilkinson, he's back to running again.
Oh, but he's going to run over the dot.
He is. Probably just thought they ran over a turtle.
Dot nabbit. It's like that's what takes him out. Well, you know, Tommy, we definitely want to thank all of the drivers that traveled out to this event.
Yes, big time. It's an expense. You figure about $1,000 one way. Or no, both ways. $1,000 in fuel.
Tommy?
Ron
Davis is glitching.
He's the goose on the loose right now. We tried to pull up a replay, but it was just a little bit offside our intersection camera.
So, you and I have had moments where we've had to do something like this. What do you think Ron Davis might be doing?
Gotta stay cool, man. Gotta stay cool, or the starter might be burnt out.
So he's either trying to get some circulation of air going on the front end. I had to do that in the last Enduro I raced in.
That's right. Everybody's celebrating the time change over there. We haven't even hit it yet here.
Hey, happy time change, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right, J.R. Lemasters. I apologize. It is R.J. Norton Jr. We saw R.J. win out at Irwindale Speedway before, a long time ago, many years ago. In fact, I think if you go on our YouTube channel and dig very deeply, you can see an interview with R.J. Norton Jr. and someone flashing their butt behind the behind the interview subject. Behind R.J., we were talking to him on the microphone, and someone flashed.
I forgot about that.
Their ass right there on low budget TV. We didn't bother to cut it out. Why would we?
Oh, man. Yeah, that sounds like something we wouldn't cut out. Oh, man. 66 laps to go.
So everybody on the East Coast right now gaining an hour.
Well,
it's always this is my favorite time change because then I can sleep 1 hour longer.
wait. Do we get an extra hour of
We
sleep?
get an extra hour of sleep. Or for our East Coast viewers right now, they get an extra hour of figure 8 racing. I think we need to get the Speed Dome to plan
an extra hour of Ron Davis.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what it's all about.
Damn it, you beat me. I think we need to get the Speedrome to run a race at midnight on time change weekend.
Yeah.
Just so we can have it be a 3-hour, 4-hour race.
That'd get confusing
Yep.
real quick, yeah.
Be like the scoreboard earlier tonight.
Yeah, that had a time change in itself. Here comes Rod Proctor. We're going to be back to 11 cars. Green flag. Restart lap. 236, 64 laps to go. Here comes Hadley. Here comes Mark.
Mike Hadley putting his nose in the mix now. Top 3 all right there. And the 21 of Proctor is going to yield onto the track right now. Mike Hadley making a move to the inside for second. Is this go time for the world champion of 2017?
I think it's go time for everyone. Here comes Mark to the inside.
Battle for the lead up front. It's been like this all race long and it's not getting boring to watch. Ben Tunney holds on to the lead. Mark Tunney in the second spot. Mike Hadley in third. And you know the aggravation, like I've said all night, for Steve Durham, right there on the bumper of third, but 3 laps down to that driver directly in front of him.
Wilkinson was able to continue in that 55 machine. Just in case anyone was wondering, he is on track. Rod Proctor returns to the racetrack.
I apologize. 4 laps down, Durham. It's not getting any better for him.
Oh, Proctor.
On the brakes. He's got to wait it out, and he hits the gas and goes. Here comes your leader through the crossover. Clint Keenan can have to stop the brakes.
Bumper.
They got him, and they'll use them. They're made of metal, so they can last a while.
Oh, man, Veston flirted with disaster right there. Got some sparks coming out of the 72 machine of Keenan.
Oh,
he
he
lost
some debris. What is that, Jeffrey? I'm trying to look.
It looks like exhaust, I would imagine.
In California, we'd call it a catalytic converter.
Red flag. Don't judge it with your hands. Don't judge it with your hand. There you go. Hey, guess who picked it up? The Barefoot Man.
A Barefoot Billy.
Barefoot Billy.
Man, we're missing that guy out here on this track, but I'm happy that he's a part of the show somehow, some way.
That's cool. Barefoot Billy, like you said, we usually see him racing out here. One of our California drivers. And he's kind of in recovery mode right now from an injury. So we cannot wait to see him back on track for sure. Now, Tommy, I want people to see things maybe from our perspective here a little bit. Okay? We've been talking up Ron Davis.
We have been.
But I want people to realize that Ron Davis, for all that whole time that Rod Proctor was out of this race,
yes,
Ron Davis was the only guy we had left from California.
Yeah.
Been a rough one for us Californians.
It's tough here, man. Yeah, Ron Davis, Clint Keenan, and the 21 of Rod Proctor, our California driver, is still in the show. Everybody else from Washington and top 4 from Indiana. And Veston. I didn't even notice Veston was 15.
Oh, you know what? You're right. You're right. Wow, I
Washington's actually having the rough go of it right now. They got.
You're right. I didn't even realize.
Washington has 3 cars on the track.
See, now I'm talking out of my butt.
Yeah, well, come on, man. What is this race?
I was just trying to make excuses for why we talk up Ron Davis, but I mean, do you need an excuse?
I'll tell you what, folks.
When the radiator's mounted like half a foot above where it's supposed to be.
Okay, so for the reason why we talk up Ron Davis is because he loves it. He loves publicity. I know a lot of the viewers that are like, who the hell is Ron Davis and why should we care? Later on are like, damn, we're rooting on Ron Davis too. I tell you what, that radiator, I am not kidding you right now. That radiator is literally there it is, there's the graphic and everything. That radiator is literally sitting on top of the right front control arm. Lights out, here we go, back to racing. Top 2 fighting through turns number 1 and 2. Mike Hadley now battling for second. I'm loving that Debbie Durham right now, cheering on Steve Durham. Still has yet to lose faith for her driver.
Don't give up. That car could still easily finish on the podium.
She's expecting the top three to run into each other.
They're doing it. That's the thing. Where expectations are reality.
Everybody on one side of the track except for our Lone Ranger. Closing in on 50 laps to go this time by when they cross the stripe. 50 laps to go in this one. Tunney driver, he's led himself quite a bit amount of laps. I think Mark Tunney has him beat though. These two have been trading leads quite a bit through this race. Ben Tunney right now, if you're Mark Tunney or Mike Hadley, you're kind of sweating a little bit because the driver in front, one of our viewers made this comment on here as well. I'm going to look for it right now, but saying that the 5T tonight means 3 times. So a lot of people knowing that 5 is strong here tonight. It'll be very interesting how this one plays out though.
Yeah, it's far from over. But we're definitely in that last stage, so I mean, you show what you have now.
Yes.
Lap traffic going to be in front of your leaders.
Tunney having to fight by. Dealing with 2 California drivers right now. Clint Keen in the 72, as well as the 15 of Willem Veston. Great run for Willem Veston, Jeffrey. He's on the track, he's racing right now. And that's better than you can say in the last 3 years.
Yep. Yeah, he's taking some big hits. Yeah, Hadley's getting held up by this lap traffic.
Willem Veston in 8th. Now, yeah, Hadley behind Willem Veston. If you look now, you can see that quarter panel on the right rear starting to wave.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, Tommy. We might have some debris come off of this.
You see one of the body braces starting to flap around.
Here's your leaders.
Mark Tunney trails the 5 of Ben Tunney, closing in on more lap traffic. Coming through the crossover with the 83G of Larson.
Oh, this is it. Look at this.
Roadblock ahead. That'll be Mark Tunney's opportunity. And he goes to the outside and into the lead. Lap number 260, 40 laps to go.
Mark Tunney just pulled the Ron Davis. Used him to his advantage. It's all part of racing.
Absolutely, Ben Tunney, you know.
And here we go again with the Tunneys.
Yep. So now he's got to fight and claw that time loss. He's got about 2 car lanes, maybe even more now. Well, 4 or 5 car lanes between first and second between these two. Mike Hadley ready to strike at any moment in the shadows. And a simple move like that can make the big difference see in the lead right now, Mark Tunney has.
That could have been the winning move.
That could have been it.
More lap traffic. Mark saw his opportunity, took that opportunity, turned it into a pass for the lead. 36 laps to go in this one. Keating giving plenty of room to the leaders. Wilkinson also. Kind of Ron Davis.
I was scrolling through our timing and scoring right now, and the closest battle between positions are the top three that are owing the all insurance number 1 and 2 now down the front or down the straightaway. Everybody else at least a lap between each other on track.
Oh, some contact there. Durham's like, that's fine, Rod Proctor. You don't have to give me any room.
I got the horns.
I'll just take it.
He's a bull with horns, folks. Durham. He offered to put a GoPro. He offered us to put a GoPro on the bumper. We declined.
I wonder why we didn't take that on.
Yeah, we declined. Ben Tunney starting to creep and crawl his second spot gap. Closer and closer to Mark Tunney.
Yeah, he is.
You see the two distinct lines forming again. Mark Tunney staying a half a groove up from the white line through the corners. Ben Tunney all night long has been glued to that white stripe.
Oh, Rod Proctor's trying a new line. The wall.
Trying to find the cushion. Your leader having to check up for the 21 of Proctor.
This is going to hold up Mark a little bit. Oh, yeah.
Something very exciting happened on lap number 181 and 182 throughout this race. Mark Tunney and Ben Tunney both ran their fastest lap of the race up to this point. On lap number 181, Mike Hadley ran his fastest lap on lap number 182. Fresh tires are the key to that one. Probably a wide open racetrack as well.
Yeah, they at that point had probably put a few laps on their tires, obviously 30 laps into their run. Time of that intersection starting to get closer and closer, and so is our battle for the lead.
Yeah, it's getting busy now. Ben Tunney's starting to work his way up like he's been clawing up. And now within a car length distance between the leader, Mark Tunney, the marksman, 2017 Spring Shootout winner out of the Indianapolis Speedrome.
You know, I wonder if anyone ever asked a real question. Do figure eight drivers get dizzy?
I don't know. I guess it helps that you go left and right.
Yeah, balances it out. 25 laps to go. They go around repping. Close in on two more. Our two California drivers.
Jake Reppin in 7th right now. They're going up to Veston and
Oh,
Keenan.
Tunney and Tunney and Tunney.
Contact, more contact. Body slamming, beating and banging. Lap number 276. 24 to go, and we have a battle for the lead. And you see Mark Tunney having to hit the brakes. He locks the brakes. We're still side by side through lap traffic, slipping and sliding up on the wheel. And we still got 23 laps to go.
Oh, here we go.
Ben Tunney back in the lead. More contact. Mark Tunney trying to keep him within reach. In fact, using the bumper to make sure he's still there.
People are with my announcing, I imagine some people were like, when did we have 4 Tonys on the racetrack?
Tunny, tunny, bang, bang.
That's what they were doing.
Folks, we're closing in on 20 laps to go. Taking us 279 laps to see which Tunny car would be better tonight.
I mean, we're watching these guys bang against each other like they did, but remember, at the 3-hour race in Indianapolis,
it didn't go well for one of the two.
No, Ben Tunney lost a tire after contact with Hadley with just a few laps to go, and it took him out. Both of these drivers could have a tire issue if they're not careful.
And those two are riding them dots, man. They are using those corner dots to help turn these cars or just to try to make the track a little bit shorter.
And don't get me wrong, I know both these drivers are very well aware of the tire issue. But that's the thing, is you're at that point where you can't care about that anymore.
It's caution to the wind, man. You're battling for $10,000. Someone's got to buy a new window and make it home. Someone's got to use the money to pay for a truck. The Tunnies have had a hell of a time to get here. Oh, boy. And they're making a hell of a battle here tonight.
And we might not have seen our last red flag.
Whoa.
See what I mean?
That was close right there. Zach Larson in the 83G machine having to use an all-4 brake pads on that one, man. He came to a stop and the car was still moving.
We might be having a little bit of a rivalry going on between some drivers. See, it's a lot of contact. Oh! Hadley almost!
How did that happen? Hadley had the 15 machine's left rear in his face and they still avoided.
He's still doing it too.
Wow.
Lap traffic could be the determiner in this event. And there's a lot of it in front of your leaders with 15 laps to go.
Look at these. We got 5 lap traffic cars ahead of your leaders, and they're battling for 10.
Oh, contact.
More contact. Move out of the way.
Ron Davis.
It is winding up.
Watch Mark go to the inside. Look at this move.
At the stripe, it'll be Tunney with the lead.
Which one?
Mark Tunney takes the lead, lap 287, 13 to go. Lap traffic, like you said, Jeffrey, you nailed it, will play a factor in this race.
I have the biggest, goofiest smile on my face right now, man.
Well, I am too, man. I mean, and then again, like I said, you see Durham right now. He is right there on pace with your drivers. But he fell back early, and that's not what you can have happen in these endurance races. It's hard to make up on issues early on.
They will see more lap traffic before the end of this race.
At the stripe, the 3T will hit it. It'll be 10 laps to go. Double hands in the air.
And lap traffic.
Ben Keenan from California in front of Mark Tunney. Ben Tunney, is he trying to find a way? No, but it's not going to work out there. They're closing in on Zach Larson, running 5th right now.
Don't forget, Hadley is still on the lead lap. If anything were to happen to these two, he's ready to pounce.
Yes. Hadley is almost about a half track behind your leaders again. We have 8 laps to go now.
Maybe that's where it's safe.
The marksman in front of tea time. Ben Tunney really starting to apply some heat now. But Mark Tunney is cold as ice right now.
Did we mention that they're figure 8 racing?
I don't know how these guys do it.
I don't either. Reppin woes up at the intersection, lets the leaders go. It'll be 5 laps to go to the line, and someone's taking Ron Davis's rear bumper apart.
They're closing in on that 20 machine.
It's dangling, Tommy. That could easily cause a big issue if that were to fall off.
In front of your leaders, and it does. But Mark Tunney, Ben Tunney avoid. It's up against the wall. It's not going to play a factor in this race unless they decide to throw a red. 5 laps to go. Holy cow. They're literally throwing everything at these two now. Mark Tunney leads, Ben Tunney second. It's taken 296 laps to figure out a winner, and we ain't done yet.
Oh, Tunney with a great entrance to that turn. That's Ben in the yellow machine. He's all over Mark.
To the inside.
Oh, they have contact.
And they still keep it going. 3 to go. It's an all-out brawl now. Thanksgiving, who cares? The one sitting at the empty seat will be the one with the trophy. 2 to go.
The last time we saw 2 Tunneys duke it out, it was a last lap pass. Will that happen again here with 2 laps to go?
The corner marker dot in turn number 1 is back on the racetrack. White flag waves, this time 5 for the 3T, the marksman, Mark Tunney.
Lap traffic.
Looks to the inside, trying to avoid that tire mark, or that tire, the corner dot.
Lap traffic, here we go, the white flag is in the air.
Ben Tunney's gonna go to the inside. A last lap pass for the lead. Are we gonna see a crossover? 3-time champion of this event, Ben Tunney, comes to the checkered flag with a last lap pass through lap traffic. Oh my goodness.
I'm pretty sure Mark Tunney's just making sure that there's still a race.
Unbelievable. For the second time here at Orange Show Speedway, we've seen a Tunney make a battle and a pass on the
but the real winner is
lap.
whoever this is.
Oh, it's Wilkinson. He's good.
Wilkinson. All right.
The old
Can you
warbird.
believe it, Tommy?
3-time champion of this event, Ben Tunney, with a last lap pass. I don't think Mark's going to be happy with
Ron Davis? You mean that car that's sitting over here to go pick up his rear bumper?
I can't be, I can't be laughing, but I'm freaking laughing right now. The guy that we knew would be a thorn to everybody's side here tonight.
Now, here's the thing, folks. Last thing I'll say about Ron Davis tonight is that he is by far the lowest dollar driver and team you can find out here in figure 8 racing.
He paid the same entry as everybody else
but
tonight.
He doesn't give up, and that's why, for Ron, we who knows, maybe Ben paid him off. No,
I don't know about
but what a race. Once again, lap traffic came into play. Wow.
Yeah.
Just wow.
We got to oh no, we're going to see this
3-time.
This 3-time
Ben Tunney.
Ben, yep. Unbelievable last lap pass. He struck when it counted. And that corner, turn number 3, is one that he's going to have to be happy to see all year long. He made the move at the right time. Your winner here tonight, Ben Tunney.
Three-time baby.
Well, now we know why everybody was sweating that car and driving.
I think, though, not a lot of people, Tommy, gave Mark Tunney his dues.
No.
In this one.
We knew coming into this one, his debut race here at Orange Show Speedway was going to be one where he's going to have to
what a race, man. These Tunneys, they might be my favorite racing family, dude. How hard they race each other, they go nuts out there.
No, yeah. Family don't mean thing when they're on the track.
This whole family of figure 8 racers, all you guys that do this stuff,
yeah,
I love you guys.
You're an incredible kind, man. all of our viewers tonight. Hopefully that was worth the price of admission. Because literally, that was incredible up to the very last lap.
I just want to point out that this race officially has 2 last lap passes.
Yeah.
And both times it was 4 different tunnies.
All right, we're going to send it downstairs for the Victory Lane interview as well as we can hear it.
Do you have brakes? Yeah. I try not to use them too much on the crossover, but I got plenty of them for the turns and for avoiding stuff, but I try not to use them in the crossover for sure.
Tell you what, man, you and Mark did not lift at all Thursday night. You put on that show, but man, I tell you what, take us through the last 5 laps.
Well, I felt I got lucky, kind of snookered him in traffic and got back in front of him, knowing that, he was probably just a little bit better than me. And then, he snookered me back and got back in front of me, and there wasn't much time left, and I looked up and saw like 3 to go. So, man, I just can't get there. I'm trying so hard. Haven't took a breath in like 30 minutes. Everything's cramping up, and I just pushed every bit I could just to stay close to him in case something like that would happen. And just so happened the way it turned out, we rolled up on a pack of lap cars, and I didn't even think twice of where I was going. I looked at one way, and I just aimed there and hammered it. And he went the other, and we came out splitting around him in the middle and came to the checkered, and it was one heck of a finish.
Man, it's a long haul from Indy, but man, you got family and friends here.
Oh yeah, a lot of my family actually couldn't make it this year, but they've came the last few years to support me. It's just hard for them all to get here, and I love them all, miss them. But these guys that came with me and devoted their time and away from work and home, Chris Johnson, appreciate him devoting his time and money to come here. Jeff Reisinger flew in and came in late and started helping this weekend, so it wouldn't just be me and Chris. And the guys at home that helped me get it ready, Neil Harlow and Matt Smith and Josh Reidner. I just want to thank all the sponsors, and one of them in particular is from here, Pinnacle Peak Steakhouse. That guy helped me out when I was in time of need this week. I had a little burglary incident with my truck at the hotel, and they stole a big chunk of money from me and busted my window, and I think he just felt a little bit bad and wanted to help since I made the long trip, and he helped me out to make it possible for me to be here. So if you all haven't been there, go check it out, because he's a real good guy, and give him a shot. And all the sponsors up from back home, Vapor Kings Indy, Pre-Love Automotive, RBG Group, Sheffield's Auto Care Center, T8 Race Cars, Kentucky Clutch, Thunderstruck Performance, PGG Gas, Pro Touch Lawn Care, Affordable Painting, Wright Mechanical, Grime Busters. It goes on and on. I got so many people that help out. I'm probably forgetting somebody. I know one person I want to give a shout out to is this guy named Brandon White. He's from Indianapolis, and he races with us back home, and his number is 12, and that's the number that Steve Durham was running in the 12 tonight in honor of him, as he's home in the hospital fighting leukemia. And his number is normally 3D, so I just want to give Brandon a shout out and say I wish he could have came out and raced with us. And I really want to thank the track for continuing putting this race on. It takes a lot of time, effort, money to step up and put something like this on, and without it we wouldn't be here putting on this show as best as we could. So I just really thank everybody and all of you for coming.
One more time, Mr. Ben Tooley!
All right, well, you heard it from the champion. Third time out here at Orange Show Speedway. Tunnies have not stopped winning this event.
No.
And for the third time, it has been
one in particular. But they have an incredible record out here. And Tommy, once again, this, like I said, I was smiling like a goof the last 40 laps.
We knew it was coming.
We knew it was coming, and yet it still did. Last lap pass right there at the end.
Okay, so look at this replay here. Matt's got this thing dialed up. He's been saving it because Hadley should not have finished this race. Check out how close it was. A game of inches coming through the crossover right here. Holy cow. On the brakes. Ooh.
He's lucky that Proctor took a
gave him
slight
a little
right
gave him some
turn
room
there. That would not have worked otherwise.
Proctor
Proctor
gave
was
him,
facing the front straightaway wall to avoid this hit.
gave him some room, and that was all. That was perfectly positionally put togetger.
Positionally.
I don't know. It's been a long. Hey, we're not done here, folks.
No, now
we still got another damn race to go.
we still got a barber pole.
Hopefully, all of you are drunk by now, so you can think that this race is still an addition to the.
Tommy, someone wanted to get a picture with us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Before they go.
Yeah. Let's do this picture.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do this picture.
Well, congratulations again to Ben Tunney. Unbelievable work, unbelievable job by all these competitors, and a fun event to be out here again. But we're not done yet. Hang on. We're gonna be
low
right
budget
back.
TV fan right here. I can't get over this figure 8 race, man. I can't get over Ben Tunney. Doing it again. Indy came out to represent, dude. Top 4.
Top 4. They're good at what they do out in Indianapolis, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's like they've had some practice. Now, we're about to see some barber pole racing, folks. You see the barber poles getting placed out on the track.
It's kind of weird to think that there's an event after this one.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
What time is it?
11:46.
Is it really 11:46?
Yeah, it is. I just feel bad for all of these East Coast time zone people.
Hey, for any East Coast time zone person that stays up to watch a barber pole race,
We salute you.
they deserve to see the bottom of Barefoot Billy's feet.
Lisa Lanham sent me a picture here on our Facebook page of the Sportsdrome crew, and I see quite a bit of people in that living room.
Nice. Party.
Party time. That's what we like to be for.
Hell yeah, guys. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to everybody who joined us here tonight. Those of you that are still with us, and those that fell asleep now because they're like, I made it to the end of the figure 8 race.
I'd find it hard. I would find it hard to fall asleep after that one.
Oh, I hear ya. Car's going through tech right now.
Daniel and Michael Sprague is saying, West Coast boys pay up them Indy boys. There was a friendly rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
Heading into this one where it was going to be who's going to beat who. T8 cars versus the West Coast cars. And
yeah, that's right.
the Indianapolis cars got them.
Look at that view. Cars coming in.
There's a tech bay right there.
See Durham getting pushed into his pit spot. But we also saw Sir crash a lot from the late model race. What a night, man. You and I, we knew going into this event, because I laugh because I remember when we did the 3-hour race at Indy, and we had some people out there that were like, guys, you need to pace yourself with, because we were amped up and ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
And we were doing all the qualifying stuff. We're like, hell no, we're covering all this stuff.
We're doing it.
And I laugh because they're like, guys, you're doing a 3-hour race. Folks, we've been live for 7 hours.
We have been. Yep. Started with qualifying.
If you count qualifying, we've been live for 8.5 hours.
Yeah.
Almost 9 hours.
That's what I'm saying. We've been live from the start of this one, bringing all of our viewers here, all of our supporters, the coverage that they want to see.
That second half of the race flew by.
It did.
I didn't realize how late it got. Oh, man. But we figured this. In fact, we're still going to finish earlier than we thought, because we thought people on the East Coast would probably see their sunrise by this time.
Yeah.
Their sun, not the sun. And as we know, suns wake up later than the sun.
That's true.
I don't know. I think I actually think we have 8 cars in this barber pole race, by the way.
Hey, not bad.
Yeah. What else do we see over here? See Hadley getting ready to go through the scales. Ben Tunney, the winning machine down there. Hadley's talking with Ben right now. The best part about all that is we're going to go back and watch it and realize how many times we referred to the battle between Tunney and Tunney as, oh, Tunney did this, Tunney did that.
Oh, no, yeah, we're going to miss the first
Everyone's like, which one?
Uh-huh. The ones that aren't watching.
Or just when they slammed into each other and I just
Tunney hit Tunney.
Everyone's Tunney.
Modesta Kirby sent in the message that Mark beat Ben on a last lap pass to start the year in Florida.
Oh.
And now Ben beat Mark on a last lap pass to end the year in California.
Full circle. That's what we just did right there.
That's right, we did.
Hey, and you know what? I mean, remember, we kept talking about Ben Tunney lost the 3-hour figure 8 race on a mechanical.
Yep.
You know, got a flat tire after some contact with Hadley. And those two were set to have a showdown like we saw here tonight, so I feel like Tunney maybe got a little bit of redemption out of that one.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to come back and say, you know what? Not again.
Yeah.
And you know what? I want to, again, give a shout-out to these drivers. That was a really clean second half of the race.
That was, yeah, there was not a lot of carnage, few incidents, but nothing major. And I think we're kind of getting used to seeing that out here, Jeffrey, with this West Coast Figure 8 Championship is that the first half of that race, the front part of that race, is the race of attrition. Mm-hmm. That's where we have to deal with everybody out there running into each other. Second half, it seems like everything calms down. Everybody realizes they got to set a pace and stay there to be anywhere close.
I think the question that's going to be on everyone's mind for the rest of the year, probably for the next year up until the next event, is why did Ron Davis's bumper fall off?
That is. I think it's conspiracy.
I think it got old.
I think it's conspiracy.
I think the bolt rusted away.
I wouldn't be surprised during that race.
Where did he finish anyway? What? Where did Ron?
Let me just do a rundown.
Let
me just do a rundown. How about that?
Do a rundown.
After 300 laps, Ben Tunney took it on the last lap to win.
He did.
Second spot, the 3T of Mark Tunney. Both drivers had a best lap on lap number 181. Remember, the fastest qualifying session time was a 16, I believe, or something close to it. I don't know. I don't remember. That's so far a long time ago. But Ben Tunney's best time was an 18.760 over Mark Tunney's 18. I'm sorry, I'm screwed up. Mark Tunney had an 18.709. Ben Tunney bettered him.
We're about to lose our camera right now.
Yeah, we are. 18.760. Third spot, the third spot, the 4 of Mike Hadley.
I'm sorry, I'm listening.
Oh yeah, that's our camera. Looks like a rat, but it's a camera.
Oh, that thing's gonna lose a lens. Of course, I put our good camera there, right?